I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 626, The Disdain of the Big Financial Group. In the car, Jiang Chen quietly put on his headphones and began to listen to the song playing in the recorder. This song is called I Want to Tell You. Under the blue sky and white clouds, I want to tell you, the lingering wind is like my attachment to you. Among the rose bushes, I want to tell you. Xia Yi's voice is very distinctive. She is like Wan Fei. Her voice is so clean and bright. After singing a song, thinking of the various treatments Xia Yi suffered in Han's Hao country, Jiang Chen had already burst into tears. Xia Yi, don't worry, I will definitely help you fulfill your dream. And all those who have defiled you, I will make them all die in front of your grave. Rush to Oasis Town. Hearing that the third founder of Sahara scenic area was defiled and forced to death by the Han's Hao people, almost all the executives of Sahara group rushed to Oasis Town. Damn it, they even dare to mess with us desert people. They must be killed. I'll mobilize the army now. We'll attack them directly from the sea. I'll immediately order the arrest and execution of all the people from Han Chao country. No, we are a civilized place. Brother Jiang, we can sue them to the Han Chao government. That's right, we can't go to war with Han Chao country now. First, we are in a period of rapid development and we need peace. Also, our military strength. We can't let those people from Han Chao country get away with it. Let's protest to the Han Chao government through our Sac City Management Committee and see how they respond. After Zhu Shaoxuan and Song Weeping finished speaking, Jiang Chen said nothing. Fatty Wang yelled at the side, Brother Chen, why don't you say something? People are bullying us. When have we Sahara people ever been afraid of death? Leo Xia, this is the album that Xia Yi wants to release most in her life. I don't care what method you use, just release it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Leo Xia frowned and said, Brother Jiang, we don't have a record company? Leo Xia, if Brother Jiang told you to release it, then go and release it quickly. If you don't have a record company, go and buy me a record company immediately. What's the matter? Can't you do such a thing? If you can't do it, get out of here. After Chen Jianzhao finished yelling, Leo Xia immediately took out his mobile phone, and the call was connected after a while. Leo Wang, which is the best record company in China? Youth Records. What happened to President Xia? If you buy it, I will send you an album. Tell Youth Records that the company should not do anything now, and issue a paper accord for me immediately. In addition, tell Sahara TV, Sahara Video and Sahara Music to play this album for me 24 hours a day without interruption. Okay, I'll do it right away. After Xia Heidan finished speaking, his secretary Xiao Wan hurried to do it. I want to issue a statement and ask Assistant Xia Yi to write out a list of all the people who have violated Xia Yi. Half an hour later, at the headquarters of Sahara TV, the TV station urgently took down a reality show. Half an hour later, Jiang Chen, wearing a suit, walked into the studio. When all the lights came on, Jiang Chen, wearing a neat suit, appeared in front of the TV. Excuse me for interrupting everyone. From now on, I will read a list. I hope that the people on the list will come to Sac City on their own initiative. Otherwise, I will bring bad luck to your entire company. In addition, I urge the government of Han Chao to investigate those who insulted Xia Yi and sentence them to death. If I don't see this news, then our war will begin. Jiang Chen finished speaking and read out the names of all those who had violated Xia Yi in the live broadcast room. These people include Zig Entertainment's president Jin Shanghao, artist director Park Zheiyang, and DI Motors general manager Li Zhengmin and vice president Park Changgaiu. In addition, there are Xinxing Mobile's president Kai Shengzhen, manager Li Zixin and Sci TV station director Song Changken. After reading the list, Jiang Chen left the live broadcast room. This spring is destined to be not smooth sailing. Jiang Chen just hates that he is too weak, otherwise he would have attacked Han Chao and destroyed the entire country long ago. Brother Jiang, we will sue these people in Han Chao. After leaving the TV station, Guan Ku had already found a lawyer, and Jiang Chen nodded. In the evening, the setting sun was like blood. Jiang Chen held Zai Yi's ashes and buried her in the Rose Manor. Zai Yi loved these roses the most, and Jiang Chen wanted her to live in roses forever. After burying Zai Yi in the Rose Manor, Jiang Chen stayed alone in front of her grave quietly until dark. Zai Yi, after I bring those people to justice, I will go to the desert. At that time, I will also help you find your father's body. Each of us who sacrificed in the desert for mankind is a hero. In this world, whoever messes with the descendants of heroes, I will make him pay the price. Under the night sky, all the Sahara people were holding back their anger, but it was not the case in the Han Chao country. After Han Chao received Jiang Chen's statement, the president of Han Chao just smiled. He had never heard of this Sac City. In his eyes, Jiang Chen's statement in Sac City was no different from the house games of those rats in the desert. In this era, no one can look down on people in the desert. Not only in this era, but when the desert had not completely annexed Central Asia. Central Asia was a laughing stock at that time. Although they have oil, it is a place of fame and fortune where the powers are rampant. The people in the desert have never had a good life. Not only the president, but also the president Jin Shanghao, who had whipped Zai Yi hard, smiled with disdain after Zig Entertainment received Jiang Chen's warning. In order to express his disdain for Jiang Chen, he specially asked 2 trainees from China to enter his room. Of course, a small entertainment company is like this, not to mention those mobile phone tycoons and car tycoons. In late spring, the lawyer appointed by Jiang Chen sued Zig Entertainment, Xinxing Mobile, Deir Automobile and CTV in Han Chao. In court, these people did not arrive at the scene. Now they are not something that a small court can recruit. They are the big consortiums in Han Chao. Without their support, your president will not even have money for the election. The first trial lasted for a long time, and finally the court ruled that Jiang Chen lost the case. After all, they have seen many artists commit suicide due to unspoken rules, so they all have experience. In early summer, Jiang Chen launched a second round of lawsuits and called the shareholders of these companies directly. If they did not fire these people, Jiang Chen would make them pay the price. On the other end of the phone, the shareholders all laughed. The terrorists in the desert had never attacked Han Chao country. After all, they were separated by China. Not only that, Jiang Chen lost the second round of appeals. Now Han Chao country would never offend those big financial groups because of Jiang Chen, an outsider. Chapter 627, Aggravated Crime. Late summer is the peak season for desert tourism. The construction of the scenic area is more complete, and the number of tourists is several times that of the past. The houses on the outer and inner ring roads of Sac City are almost sold out. At the same time, many TV companies and internet companies have moved into Poppy Town. Jiang Chen also provided these film companies and internet companies with high funds, just as he said during the live broadcast. Sac City is becoming more and more complete, and the Sahara future city prepared by Jiang Chen has also been flattened by 4/5. At the end of autumn, the last sand dune will also be flattened. Everything is developing so well that even Zai Yi's unfinished album has become popular in China and Southeast Asia. After many fans learned of Zai Yi's death, they went to Zai Yi's tomb in Rose Manor to pay tribute to her. However, Jiang Chen always felt like a thorn in his throat, as long as those executioners were not dead. At the beginning of autumn, Han Chao country was forced to issue a statement to explain the cause of Zai Yi's death under the pressure of Zai Yi's fans. Zai Yi's cause of death was attributed to depression and jumping off the building. Seeing that Han Chao country was so inactive, Jiang Chen decided to fight with them. The best way to kill someone is to destroy their heart. Since you want to look down on me with your economic power, I will destroy your economy. Not only that, manager, have the Han Chao country rapists and criminals arrested in Sac City been released? At the end of summer, Jiang Chen caught a Han Chao country man who slept with a Sahara scenic spot by promising to introduce him to Han Chao country as a star. This man was a scout from an entertainment company in Han Chao country. Although he was not from Zig Entertainment, at least he could serve as a warning to others. No. He is now in labor reform in Sac City prison. Fatty Wang has to take care of him several times a day. He is almost beaten to death. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded and said, "Let the Sac City court open the trial." The trial will start this afternoon and the death penalty will be executed tomorrow. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guan Ku frowned and said, Brother Jiang, this crime. Death penalty. Okay. In the afternoon, Jiang Chen personally visited the trial site in Sac City. After arriving in Sac City, the trial had already begun. Jiang, you raped Mao Jing, an employee of Sahara Group, on November 3rd, and after being discovered, you tried to escape. According to the Sahara Employee Protection Act and the Sac City law on severe handling of major rape and abduction matters and the law of aggravating the crime of Cold Wave nationals, you will be sentenced to death. Do you have anything to defend yourself? After the judge finished speaking, Jiang's lawyer was dumbfounded. Judge, my client was not raped. They were friends, and they are both adults, so. Objection, my client was not friends with him. He tricked my client into going to Hanchao country to debut and took me to the hotel and raped her. This has violated the Sac City Sahara Employee Protection Fee and the Sac City regulations on severe punishment of rape, kidnapping and other major criminals. In addition, Hanchao people like to rape women, so Sac City has implemented a clause that Hanchao people's crimes are aggravated. Therefore, we request the death penalty for Jiang. Lawyer Mao Jing finished speaking, and Jiang objected again. What laws do you have that stipulate that Hanchao people's crimes are aggravated? Hanchao people use this despicable method to deceive Miss Zai Yi, one of the founders of our Sahara, and this is known to the whole world. Therefore, Hanchao people's crimes have been included in our Sac City laws. Now I sentence Jiang to death, and execute him immediately. After the judge finished speaking, he knocked the gavel and directly pronounced the result. After the verdict was announced, Jiang collapsed to the ground instantly. In the afternoon, several soldiers grabbed Jiang and executed him. After Jiang was shot, it soon caused an uproar in South Korea. First, Jiang's entertainment company reported to the relevant departments of Hanchao and asked the relevant departments of Hanchao to put pressure on the desert and demand that Jiang Chen and others be arrested. At the same time, Hanchao civil organizations also began to hold rallies, demanding that Hanchao severely punish the murderer. At the same time, they also expressed their dissatisfaction with the legal provisions that Hanchao residents were guilty of a higher crime in Sac City. The Hanchao government began to make serious protests and statements to China. At the same time, those Hanchao residents who traveled to Sac City also began to be dissatisfied. They also took to the streets and began to march and protest. When Hanchao tourists just walked to the streets of Sac City, Jiang Chen directly arrested them. After nearly 300 tourists from Hanchao were arrested, this instantly became an international news. At the beginning of winter, China officially replied to Hanchao that China had no jurisdiction over Sac City. China also announced that Sac City belonged to Turkestan, so China had no right to interfere in the internal affairs of Sac City. As soon as the news came out, the Korean state became nervous instantly. At this moment, not only the Korean state became nervous, but all the people living in Sac City also became a little nervous. After all, everyone wants to live in a prosperous and democratic place, and if Sac City can detain and arrest these residents at will, then how dare they continue to live in Sac City? So those people who had just immigrated here asked to return their houses and return to China. When Sac City was about to fall into turmoil, Guan Ku hurriedly found Jiang Chen to discuss. At the city government station of Sac Town in Sac City, there were thousands of representatives from various districts waiting for Jiang Chen's reply outside the town. Brother Jiang, this is bad. The people have blocked the city government. What should we do? If we start a war with the cold wave, of course we are not afraid of this. They can't beat us, and we can't beat them either. What I'm worried about now is that, if our people doubt our Sac City, they are just first generation immigrants, and have no patriotic feelings towards us. So this will greatly affect our reputation and future development. Brother Jiang, we should always act in accordance with the law. I think this is a moment to test whether our Sac City is ruled by man or by law. So, Brother Jiang, let us Sac City handle this matter ourselves. After Song weeping and Zhu Shaoxuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Sac City is now a super city with a population of nearly 9 million. It is the first footprint of Jiang Chen's conquest of the desert. If this first step can't be taken, then in the vast desert, does Jiang Chen still have a future? After all, people can't act on impulse. Okay, I said that Sac City is a civilized, prosperous, harmonious, and great city. I will not interfere with you too much, but I will not let those people who cause the cold wave go either. An hour later, Jiang Chen gave a public speech at the Sac City government. Jiang Chen's speech will be broadcast live simultaneously on multiple official websites such as Sahara TV, Sahara Live and Sahara Video. At the same time, Jiang Chen's speech was broadcast live simultaneously on the outdoor big screen of the Twin City Shopping Plaza and in the outdoor squares of Xinghua Town and Poppy Town. People of Sac City, I'm your leader Jiang Chen. Such an incident has occurred in Sac City. This is not what we want to see and what we want to happen. I think many people are cursing me at this moment. I said that Sac City is a place that emphasizes law, civilization, and harmony, but just a few days ago, we executed a Korean citizen. Chapter 628, Kim Tae-young Incident. Many people think that we executed a Korean named Jin Tae-young because I was impulsive. I executed him because Han Cheo killed Zai Yi, and Zai Yi had an unclear relationship with me, so this was a kind of revenge. So you think I trampled on the law and trampled on the stability, freedom, and democracy of your life in Sac City. In addition, I introduced a law that looks ridiculous. The crime of Han Cheo residence in Sac City is one level higher. I don't want to say anything. I have a few recordings here. I want to play them for everyone. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and he took out the recordings that Zai Yi left for him from his arms. Jiang Chen played all the recordings from beginning to end in front of everyone. After playing the recordings, not only Jiang Chen, but almost everyone standing in front of the live broadcast clenched their fists. They finally knew why Jiang Chen hated Han Cheo people so much, and they also knew why so many artists in Han Cheo chose to commit suicide over the years. I'm sorry, maybe many people will laugh at me, and maybe many people will question me. This is a personal grudge between me and the Cold Tide country. I can't let the entire Sac City get involved because of a personal grudge. So, from now on, Sac City will be completely handed over to the Sac City government. In addition, I declare that the legal provisions of the Cold Tide country's crime of aggravating the crime of a higher degree will be lifted. But what I want to tell you here is that I don't regret executing Jin Tae-young at all. Jin Tae-young is like Jin Chang-heo who came to the desert that year. If it weren't for him, Zai Yi would not have come to this point. Now Jin Tae-young wants to deceive my Sahara employees again, and he also used this to rape Mao Jing in the hotel. He dared to do this on my territory. Can you imagine that after he brought Mao Jing to the Cold Tide country, will Mao Jing become the second Zai Yi? For such a sinister person, for someone who committed such a serious crime on my territory, if I don't execute him, then I will not be the leader. And I emphasize again, no matter at any time, whether Sac City is managed by me or handed over to the city government, anyone who commits the most heinous crimes such as rape, kidnapping, murder, etc., no matter what country he is from, no matter what kind of background he has, will only be met with the death penalty here. So from now on, those residents who cannot tolerate criminals who commit crimes and want to be executed, then I ask you to leave now. How much did you pay for the house? I will return the money to you at the original price, and I will still move you to where your household registration is from. Just like you think I'm not worthy of being the manager here, I also think you are not worthy of being my resident. In my Sac City, I only protect those who need protection, and I protect their lives from the slightest threat. Here, as long as you don't break the law, no one in this world can do anything to you. As long as you break the law, no one can save you, even if you are the king of heaven. In addition, I would like to take this opportunity to say to those individuals, countries, or organizations that bully my Sahara people abroad, those who offend my Sahara people will be punished, even if they are far away. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he clenched his fists and could not calm down for a long time. Hello, residents of Sac City. I'm Song Weeping, the mayor of Sac City. Many people are scolding us behind our backs. You took to the streets, went to the city government, and went to the gates of the district governments to protest. Even many officials also went to the city government. You scolded us for being undemocratic and treating the law as a joke. You can implement such ridiculous laws that make the people of Hancheo country more guilty. But what I want to tell you here is that you are afraid that your life will become unstable because of offending Hancheo country. But have you really thought about it? Xia Yi's parents all died on the way to explore the Sahara. They are heroes. They want to reveal the reasons for the raging desert for mankind and save more people. But the children of heroes died tragically in Hancheo country. I think every person with conscience will stand up and shout, not to mention that he is the first generation of builders of our desert. Just like she said in the recording, the desert is her home. She will be buried in the desert after her death, and we are her family. When she treated us as her family, you shut her out for your own stable life. I think it's ridiculous, pathetic, and even a little shameful. If each of us is as cowardly and timid as you are, and lives in the world, what will Sac City look like now? If the Sac Youth Army had not stood up to resist the warlords 2 years ago with the courage to risk the death of their entire family, would Sac City have been liberated? No. But now those Sac people whose legs and hands were broken by shells and became disabled are still struggling to build the new city of Sac. Even so, they have no arms, but they are still willing to stand up again and sacrifice their lives for everyone who harms their compatriots. What about you? You who took to the streets are more willing to shout for those who harm their compatriots. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. You don't regard Xia Yi as your compatriot. You are all Chinese. We are Salmon people. I feel ashamed of you. So from now on, Sac City will continue to implement the leadership of the leader. We welcome every citizen who will come out for compatriots who are bullied in a foreign country, and at the same time, we will also fight for you to be humiliated in a foreign country in the future. Of course, we in Sac City will not force anyone. From now on, those who want to leave Sac City, I ask you to apply to the district governments immediately. We are working overnight. From now on, you can go wherever you want. But what I want to tell you is that the desert will eventually submerge everything. This is a doomsday era. The only people who can survive in the future are those who live in the oasis. Finally, I say it again, Sac City cancels the law that makes the cold wave people more guilty, because from now on, we in Sac City refuse any cold wave people to enter. After Song Weeping finished speaking, Chen Jianzhao, president of Sahara Group, also walked into the broadcasting room. I think many people don't know me. I'm Chen Jianzhao, the president of Sahara Group. I want to give a thumbs up to Song Weeping, the mayor of Sac City. He, a Salmon, is willing to stand up for the Chinese who are bullied to death, but you stood up for those who killed your compatriots. I find it incredible. Today, on behalf of Sahara Group, I want to say to those people who left Sage City that you will be permanently included in the blacklist of Sahara Group. In the future, all products of Sahara Group will not be sold to you, and those who dare to buy Sahara products for these people will also be blacklisted. In addition, I emphasize again, the government of Hancheo country, you can ignore our Sahara people, you can insult us Sahara people for your people. But from now on, we will make you pay the price, you just wait and see. And from now on, all companies of Sahara Group will fire all employees of Hancheo country. Chapter 629, First Taste of Bitterness. I'm the mayor of Sahara Future City, Guan Cubic. I'm also the director of all departments of Sahara Group in Sac City. From today on, the people of Hancheo country who have immigrated to Sac City, if you don't leave, you will still enjoy all the benefits. And no one is allowed to vent their resentment on these people. Because from the moment they immigrated, they have nothing to do with Hancheo country, they are your compatriots. In addition, Sahara Pharmaceutical and all the medicines and foods produced by Sahara will stop exporting to Hancheo country. From now on, until the end of this ban, Sac City, Sahara Future City and Sahara Scenic Area will all prohibit Hancheo country from entering. After Guan Ku finished speaking, he signed his name on a notice, and Song Weeping and Chen Jianzhao, the heads of Sac City and Sahara Group, also signed their names respectively. The battle against Hancheo country officially started from this point. When Jiang Chen walked out of the broadcasting room, the thousands of people who gathered around Sac Town had already dispersed. The winter snowflakes fell quietly in such a night sky. The street lights were dim. After the snowflakes fell, the neon lights of Sac City were suddenly lit up, and it was actually quite beautiful. But Zai Yi would never see this quiet beauty again. Jiang Chen would have thought that many people had left Sac City at night, but until dawn, the immigration departments of various districts in Sac City, which had been lit all night, had not seen a single person. Even those Hancheo people who had immigrated here a long time ago stayed at home honestly. Jiang Chen didn't know why they didn't leave. Were they afraid that they would never be able to buy things from the Sahara group in the future, or because they couldn't bear to leave this oasis? Anyway, the final result was as he wished. In the early morning, there were suddenly crisp sounds on the street, and the streets were filled with various electrical appliances from Hancheo. There were also cars from the Jia automobile group on the roadside, which were neatly parked in the parking lot of Sac City. I don't know who hired a road roller, and wherever the road roller passed, the piles of Hancheo electrical appliances turned into pieces of broken iron. The cars of Hancheo parked in the parking lot were also turned into pieces of scrap iron. The snowflakes still didn't stop in the early morning. Many people wore thick cotton clothes and walked on the streets. They put up a long banner, "Don't be a deserter," and resolutely fight the cold tide country to the end. If you bully us Sahara people, you will pay 10 times the price. At the same time, many people donated money and materials to the city government. They also wanted to express their gratitude to the city government for not giving up on everyone through their own efforts. Looking at them, Jiang Chen was inexplicably moved. Yes, once this war starts, he will never stop. Jiang Chen gritted his teeth and rushed to the mechanical town. 2 days later, nearly 20,000 employees of the Sahara group in the cold tide country were fired. At the same time, Sahara pharmaceuticals and Sahara shops withdrew from the cold tide country overnight, and they closed nearly 30 branches in the cold tide country. In the first month of the Sahara group's sanctions against the cold tide country, the cold tide country soon suffered. Apart from anything else, Jiang Chen's almond pharmaceutical is the best in the world in the field of anti-cancer drugs. After almond pharmaceuticals withdrew from Hancheo country, families with cancer suffered. They could not buy cheap and effective anti-cancer drugs, so they could only buy those expensive and ineffective anti-cancer drugs. The prices of those anti-cancer drugs were simply not affordable for ordinary families, so many families fell into poverty. Not only anti-cancer drugs, but also cough medicines, sleep aids, and anti-aging beauty drugs produced by Sahara pharmaceuticals were all removed from Hancheo country. This caused many families who relied on these drugs to fall into the situation of having no drugs available. 3 days later, tourists from Hancheo country who participated in the protest march in the scenic area were detained for half a month by the Sac City court for endangering social security. After the tourists were detained, this caused more protests from Hancheo citizens. The president of Hancheo country had no choice but to let diplomats negotiate with Jiang Chen. In early winter, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Hancheo country called Jiang Chen. At this time, the 300 protesting tourists from Hancheo country had been detained for half a month, and the new president's approval rating had plummeted. He was in danger of being removed by the people at any time. I said, "We are not like you. We are a place ruled by law. In your place, rape and humiliation leading to suicide by jumping off a building are not considered crimes, but it is not allowed here, so don't call. We are very sorry that Miss Zai Yi died in Hancheo country. I hope this incident will not affect our friendly relations with Turkestan. In addition, we are willing to make humanitarian compensation for the death of Miss Zai Yi. I hope. Don't worry, if these people jumped off the building and died in Sac City, I will also make humanitarian compensation to them. By the way, the result I want is very simple. Extradite the criminals who killed Zai Yi to Sac City. Otherwise, this is just the beginning." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Hancheo country saw that Jiang Chen was not moved by any soft or hard words, and they also became tough. "If you do this, we will sue you in the International Court of Justice. Also, Turkestan has been declared an extinct country by the United States, so your regime is illegal. We will appeal to the United States, and then the United States will send the United Nations Army to clean up all regimes that should not exist. So, here, I advise you to release our personnel as soon as possible." After the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Hancheo country finished speaking, Jiang Chen sneered, "It is up to you to say whether it is legal or not. The Sak people have lived here for generations. Anyone who dares to take advantage of us, we will send them to hell. Jiang Chen hung up the phone directly after he finished speaking. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen began to formulate a 3-year plan to bring down Han Cheo country. First of all, Jiang Chen's first plan is to bring down Zyg Entertainment Company, since they claim to be a civilized and law-abiding country. Then, okay, Jiang Chen directly sent people to establish Zyai Entertainment Company in Han Cheo country. Zyai Entertainment Company is affiliated with Fanghe Entertainment Company in China. He will inject 10 billion Chinese yuan. Its goal is to recruit artists and trainees from South Korea and China. Second, regarding SciTV, Jiang Chen decided that all his artists would be banned from participating in SciTV programs. In addition, Jiang Chen will invest in SSTV, the old rival of SciTV. SSTV will be invested by Mojiang Capital, which was established in China. Third, regarding devour automobile. Devour automobile is mainly for export. In the future, Jiang Chen will focus on investing in cars of the same price as devour automobile. This car is also based on Pagani technology and produced by Italy. At the same time, the price is at least 1/20th cheaper than devour automobile. What Jiang Chen wants to do is to be better quality than you and cheaper than you. In addition, in the field of new energy vehicles, Jiang Chen will launch Sahara new energy batteries as soon as possible, and these batteries will be sold to all automobile companies except devour automobile. Finally, there is Xinxing mobile phone. Jiang Chen has no business in mobile phones, but Jiang Chen decided to launch 6G business to the world. Any country and region that adopts Jiang Chen's 6G will block Xinxing mobile phone. Not only that, Jiang Chen is also preparing to launch mobile phone batteries. In the future, mobile phone batteries will be supplied to all competitors of Xinxing mobile phone. Chapter 630, Zyai Entertainment Company. 15 days later, the imprisoned tourists from the Cold Tide country were released and expelled from the Sahara Desert. The president of the Cold Tide country was not good at rescuing the people, and under their leadership, the Sahara group withdrew from the Cold Tide country. The people of the Cold Tide country could not eat the safe Sahara beef and mutton and the life-saving anti-cancer drugs. Coupled with the attacks of the opposition party, the political arena of the Cold Tide country became unstable. At the same time as the tourists from the Cold Tide country were released, Youth Entertainment Company successfully acquired Court Entertainment Company of the Cold Tide country. After acquiring Court Entertainment Company, Youth Entertainment Company renamed Court Entertainment Company to Zyai Entertainment Company. After Zyai Entertainment Company was established, it announced that it would launch the 10 billion plan. The 10 billion plan is that the Sacramento City Management Committee will invest 10 billion yuan in Youth Entertainment Company to enhance its influence in the entertainment industry. At the same time, Youth Entertainment will help Zyai Entertainment Company of the Cold Tide country to create 100 super new stars and groups. In addition, Zyai Entertainment Company will dig up artists from Zeit Entertainment Company at a high price. As long as the gold medal artists of Zeit Entertainment switch to Zyai Entertainment, Zyai Entertainment will give them more resources, higher wages and dividends. In addition, Zyai Entertainment will pay their breach of contract fees. Not only that, Zyai Entertainment will abolish all the hidden rules of executives, and everyone will earn their own future with their own ability. If anyone dares to use hidden rules in Zyai Entertainment and Fanghe Entertainment, he will face a huge compensation, and at the same time, he will be blacklisted, and he will never stay in this industry in the future. In the same month, Mojiang Investment Group invested in SSTV, and became the largest shareholder of the private SSTV. The first thing SSTV did after being invested was to cancel all cooperation with Zeit Entertainment and announced that the TV station would no longer accept any artists under Zeit. Not only that, any film starring Zeit Entertainment artists shall not be broadcast on SSTV. After this news was announced, Zeit Entertainment was really pushed into a desperate situation because SSTV was the most successful film, television, and entertainment TV station in Han Cheo country. If SSTV loses its cooperation, then Zeit's artists will be in trouble. In midwinter, SSTV received an investment of 2 billion yuan from Mojiang Capital, which will be used to purchase and produce new TV series and variety shows. At the same time, SSTV signed a cooperation agreement with Xiaoyi Entertainment. In the future, the artists of Xiaoyi Entertainment will directly participate in the variety shows and TV series of SSTV, which has the highest ratings in Hancheo country. In addition, in winter, in order to make those who bullied Xiaoyi pay the price, Jiang Chen directly hired a foreign killer organization Chop Hand Party to assassinate those who were listed on his death list. In late winter, the foreign killer community got the news that the Desert People's Committee would offer a reward of 1 billion yuan for the president of Zyg Entertainment, Jin Cheng-heo, and the artist director Park Zae-yang, as well as the heads of Devour Automobile General Manager Li Zingman, Vice President Park Chang-gyu, and Xinxing Mobile President Kai Shengjin, Manager Li Zixin, and SciTV Deputy Director Song Changken. After the bounty was issued, it shocked the entire Hancheo country. At the same time, the few people from the Hancheo country who were offered a bounty were so scared that they hid from each other every day and dared not show up. It was because they did not dare to show up publicly that many people lost confidence in their company. In the spring, when the winter storm calmed down, Lu Zimin flattened the desert covering an area of 1,549 square kilometers. So Jiang Chen's mission came again. It is easy to destroy Zyg Entertainment, but it is not easy to destroy Devour Automobile and Xinxing Mobile Phone. Therefore, Jiang Chen decided to focus on creating products that can destroy these two companies' batteries. In 3 years, kill Devour Automobile and Xinxing Mobile Phone. He couldn't continue to waste time on the edge of the desert. He didn't want to be old and still not be able to build in the depths of the desert. Okay, while the sun is shining, let's start the first step of construction. Jiang Chen's first step of construction is to build a battery research and manufacturing base in Sahara Future City. Jiang Chen named it Battery Town. The future Sahara Future City will be an enterprise with a market value of hundreds of billions, even hundreds of billions, trillions. And the battery company is his first. Jiang Chen drove into the desert from the east of the future city. In the area close to the Bermuda scenic spot, Jiang Chen selected a land of nearly 100 square kilometers as the land for the battery town. It is not easy to build a battery town. The first step is to plan the entire battery town. Fortunately, Jiang Chen has already completed it in his spare time. First, invest in a battery technology research institute with an area of 2,000 acres. The Battery Technology Research Institute is not only a research institute, but also a college. In the future, it will recruit masters and doctoral students in the battery industry, and also set up a postdoctoral mobile station, so it must be built. Let's plant the comprehensive laboratory building first. Jiang Chen opened the app in the desert after he finished speaking. A month ago, Jiang Chen obtained the seeds of the comprehensive laboratory building, but Jiang Chen has not opened it yet. System prompt. The price of the seeds of the comprehensive laboratory building varies according to the height of the floor. Please purchase it at your discretion. For the laboratory building, directly purchase a 40-story comprehensive laboratory building, and other places purchase 20-story comprehensive laboratory buildings. Jiang Chen clicked on the price after he finished speaking. Price introduction. A 40-story comprehensive laboratory building with a construction area of 1,000 square meters per floor requires 80 million yuan in total, plus 100 million yuan for decoration. The 20-story comprehensive experimental building is halved, and it will cost 50 million yuan. Choose the quantity to buy. After reading the price introduction, this price is really not high. The current cost of a Class A office building is more than 8,000 yuan per square meter, and this one is only 2,000 yuan per square meter. So, at this price, just buy 4 40-story comprehensive experimental buildings. Jiang Chen said, and directly bought 4 40-story super comprehensive buildings, and then planted them directly in the middle of the Battery Technology Research Institute with one-click planting. After planting 4 buildings, 4 square buildings appeared in a barren desert in an instant. This building with dark blue exterior glass is really a bit dreamy in the desert. It's so high. The sun stretched the shadow of the building very long, and under the shadow of the building, the surroundings were very cool. Moreover, even in the dazzling sunlight, the dark blue glass of this building did not reflect light at all, as if it swallowed up all the light. Walking into the building, the effect of adding 20 million yuan is different. The marble floor can reflect people's shadows, and the elevator of future technology has no bumps and noise at all. Moreover, standing in front of the glass that looks like a floor-to-ceiling window, the world before your eyes looks like a painting. Chapter 631, Strange Desert Glass. Looking at the glass in front of him, Jiang Chen suddenly remembered the gas station he built in the Cactus Forest World scenic area. The Cactus Forest World is close to the desert, where there is a lot of wind and sand. But surprisingly, no matter how strong the wind and sand are blowing on the glass of the gas station building, the glass is extremely clean. So, at that time, Jiang Chen had thought that he must set up a research institute specializing in glass research in the future. It must be said that Jiang Chen's desire to build this institute is even stronger now. Let's take the competition with the Hanshao country as an example. The devour automobile of the Hanshao country needs automobile glass. If he can study the glass of the trucks in his scenic area, then he can make a glass that can turn the entire car windshield into a display screen. Then is it difficult to kill devour automobile? Not only LCD glass, but also the glass on the desert house that Jiang Chen bought can't be broken by bullets. If he can research this kind of glass and use it on bulletproof cars, then this strong and clear glass will definitely be the object of competition for aerospace equipment, military vehicles and wealthy vehicles. In addition, if Jiang Chen studies and processes this kind of glass that is not reflective and can adjust the brightness of the light in the room and installs it in the high-rise buildings in the city in the future, then this kind of glass will make the people working inside feel so comfortable and refreshed. Not only that, but if you think more boldly, what is the advantage of Xinxing Group? Mobile phone screen. If he can transform his own glass display screen based on the display screen on the car, then will he still worry about not being able to get rid of Xinxing Mobile? The whole world needs glass, and all walks of life also need glass. If I can study all of this thoroughly and then mass produce it, then wouldn't my various glass companies easily have market value of trillions? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen decided to build a glass town directly after building a battery town. However, before building a glass town, the battery town must be built first. 4 laboratories are enough for them to use, and the next step is to build 2 commercial buildings. Jiang Chen does not have exhibition hall seeds now, so he decided to plant 2 super commercial buildings directly. The shopping mall part of the commercial building can be converted into an exhibition hall for various research results, and the top floor of the commercial building can be converted into classrooms and office buildings. The classrooms converted from the 2 commercial buildings are probably only enough for graduate students and postdoctoral students. Since I want to use them to recruit students, maybe the Battery Technology Research Institute will also recruit undergraduates in the future. So let's just build 4 buildings. Anyway, this one building is only 100 million, and 4 buildings are only 400 million. Jiang Chen is not short of money now. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly charged 400 million and planted 4 super commercial buildings next to the comprehensive experimental building. After the commercial buildings are planted, the next step is to plant accommodation buildings for the Battery Technology Research Institute. We must plant more accommodation buildings. After all, we may recruit undergraduates in the future. Jiang Chen prefers this kind of research institute that integrates undergraduate, master, doctoral and postdoctoral training, because such training will be very refined. There is no good choice for planting accommodation buildings. There is no need for villas here, because this is not a scenic spot. Moreover, science and engineering men are far less fragile than the goddesses of the tourism college, so just build them a 20-story high-rise elevator building. The school still needs parking lots, canteens, playgrounds and libraries, so there doesn't seem to be much space left. Let's just plant 10 buildings. 10 buildings will be enough. Just a month ago, Jiang Chen obtained a 20-story elevator dormitory building, so this really helped Jiang Chen solve a lot of problems. Price system. Each 20-story elevator building is priced at 10 million yuan. Simply enter the purchase quantity. 10 buildings, Jiang Chen said, and directly charged 100 million yuan. This building is 10 million yuan, which is really cheap. This building is actually 2 units combined together. There are 4 households on one floor of each unit, and each household has 3 bedrooms and 1 living room. Moreover, more importantly, these are all renovated. Plant. Wait, the Battery College may not be all boys, so let's plant separately. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen planted 7 dormitories on the easternmost side of the college, and then planted 3 girls' dormitories on the west side near the gate. After planting the dormitories, it was already evening. In the evening, Jiang Chen took the elevator to the top floor of the dormitory. Standing in front of the west-facing window, Jiang Chen lit a cigarette and slowly watched the sunset fall into the endless desert in the distance. As night fell, the sky was full of stars. Jiang Chen used the kettle he brought with him to make a bowl of noodles. He even added an egg to the hot noodles. Instant noodles without eggs are incomplete. Slurp. Jiang Chen squatted by the car and ate instant noodles. When the night wind blew, a piece of yellow sand blew into Jiang Chen's bowl. Hey, it would be great if there was a canteen, Jiang Chen said, and then he gulped down all the soup that was stuck with mud. It was not that Jiang Chen liked to drink instant noodle soup, but that this kind of instant noodle soup would pollute the environment if poured in the desert. For the sake of the environment, Jiang Chen never ate bucket noodles in the desert. Ding dong. Just after Jiang Chen finished drinking the soup, his cell phone on the roof of the car suddenly rang. Jiang Chen took out a paper towel to wipe the porcelain bowl, wiped his hands with a wet towel, and opened his phone. System reminder: players complete the first step of building the desert future city, and the system will reward players with a new seed. New seed. So good. Since the house in Sac City was sold, Jiang Chen has no longer worried about money. What he worries about is that the system has not given him new seeds. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed grid, and to his surprise, the system actually gave him a building material seed. Price introduction. Desert canteen seed. This seed can be planted directly in the desert. This seed has its own sewage treatment system and food preservation warehouse. Oh my god. System, you are simply the roundworm in my stomach. I just need a canteen now. The construction of a canteen is very troublesome, especially in the desert. It is even more particular. A canteen in the desert must have its own sewage and food treatment center, as well as a cold warehouse that can withstand the high temperature of the desert, etc. It is difficult to build. Let's take a look at the price first, Jiang Chen said and clicked on Price Introduction. Price Introduction. The desert canteen is a 5-story canteen. Each floor is 1,200 square meters, plus decoration and necessary tableau for the canteen. Each desert canteen needs 20 million yuan. 20 million? You are too cruel. A 40-story comprehensive experimental building is only 100 million. Jiang Chen sighed, but it has to be built, even if it is expensive. After all, it is faster to grow it than to build it yourself, and it is very troublesome to purchase canteens, and various materials are also in short supply in the special zone in the new province. Buy a canteen, Jiang Chen said, and directly charged 20 million. After the money was charged, the next step was to choose a site. The canteen must be close to where everyone lives, so build it between the boys' dormitory and the commercial building. Jiang Chen drove to the east of the school and planted a canteen between the boys' dormitory and the commercial building where classes were held. After planting the canteen, a spacious and bright 5-story canteen with glass as the main building material soon appeared in front of Jiang Chen. Chapter 632. The canteen costing 20 million. Jiang Chen walked into the cafeteria. The cafeteria on the first floor was really big. It could accommodate 700 to 800 people dining at the same time. Jiang Chen was very satisfied with the special tables and chairs here. The design of the tables and chairs was not the old-fashioned iron-wrapped table body with blue stools attached to the table body. The tables here were all made of solid wood, which looked warm and homey. From the dining area to the dining area was also cleverly designed. The dining tables were all made of special materials, which were easy to clean, and the floor was not slippery. Of course, what made Jiang Chen feel that the cafeteria was worth the money was its kitchen and refrigeration equipment. Walking into the kitchen, there was a special range hood on almost every stove, which could directly filter out harmful substances in the smoke. Not to mention, there was also a central air conditioning system in the cafeteria, and these air conditioners were directly on the top of the cafeteria. In addition, there was a freezer next to the cafeteria, which also adopted a special design. Not bad, not bad. Pots, pans, and everything. And this big knife. Damn, it's really a hair-breaking blow. A hair on Jiang Chen's body touched the blade, and the hair actually fluttered in two. This kind of steel is really different. It must be different from other steels. It seems that it's time to build a steel town again. Jiang Chen has built a Sahara Steel Research Center, and has now researched out the first batch of steel. Jiang Chen decided to build a steel base directly in the future city after the battery town is built. By the way, in addition to steel, the pots, spoons, and pans here, the cold storage, air conditioners, and range hoods are all objects that can be studied. After all, they are all ahead of our technology, so we need to build another kitchenware town. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he found that he was under a lot of pressure now. This town has not been built yet, and there are several more towns waiting for him. Ding dong. System prompt. The player's determination to build the future city has impressed this system, and this system automatically gives the player a new seed. To impress your sister. I think you are the idiot one Ziobi who can't think of a reason to send seeds. Forget it, just look at what seeds are. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed introduction. After he finished speaking, this time, the system gave him building material seeds again. Seed introduction. Desert playground seeds. This seed can be planted directly in the desert. It is very expensive. It's just a playground. How expensive can it be? Jiang Chen clicked on the price introduction. After he finished speaking, I have seen your canteen. That costs 20 million. Why would I be afraid that your playground is expensive? Price introduction. Desert playgrounds are sold by square meters. An ordinary university playground is sold for 50 million. Ahem, you really dare to ask for it? Jiang Chen almost choked to death by the system. 50 million for a playground. You are killing a golden pig. However, in order to put the battery town into use as soon as possible, Jiang Chen had no choice. Come on, come and plant one. Jiang Chen recharged 50 million directly after he finished speaking, and then planted a playground in the southernmost part of the school. Click on the one button planting, and soon a super playground appeared in front of Jiang Chen. The playground is very large. There is a plastic track as soon as you enter the playground. The track is very clean and very comfortable to walk on. In the middle of the plastic track is a green lawn, a real lawn. Looking at the green grass, Jiang Chen finally understood why the playground is so expensive. Well, the grass is good, very fresh, and it is not Bermuda grass. Let the Botanical Research Institute come to study it later. Jiang Chen lay on the grass, and the world was full of the fragrance of green grass. Go and see if there are any other ones. The grass in the middle of the playground is a football field. Outside the football field is a volleyball base, and the volleyball base is further south to the basketball base. There are many basketball hoops, and there are tennis courts if you walk a short distance. This playground really has everything you need. At night, Jiang Chen walked around the deserted playground and returned to the car. Take a nap and do some greening tomorrow. Work is important, but life is more important. After a sleepless night, sleeping in the car was uncomfortable, but fortunately Jiang Chen had already gotten used to it. When he woke up in the morning, Jiang Chen stretched himself. The bright sunshine poured in from the car window, illuminating the whole world. Huh? Why are you giving me new seeds again? When Jiang Chen was half asleep yesterday, he heard the ringing of his phone, but he was too sleepy and fell asleep. Unexpectedly, he saw new seeds. When he woke up, seed introduction. Desert parking lot seed. This seed is for smart parking lot, and the price is not cheap. Not cheap. Are you afraid that I can't afford it? Jiang Chen said and clicked on price introduction. He really doesn't lack money now. Price introduction. Desert parking lot is priced by parking space. Ordinary parking spaces can park 500 cars and the price is 10 million. Oh my god. Are you parking or selling cars? Jiang Chen found that this system really treats money as water. It's tens of millions or hundreds of millions at any time. His money is not blown by the wind. Look how smart you are. If you are smart enough, I will tear you apart to study you, then imitate you, mass produce, and sell you. I'm such a genius. Jiang Chen said, and then he directly paid 10 million and built a smart parking lot in the open space next to the playground on the west side of the school entrance. For such a research institute, 500 parking spaces are enough. After a golden light landed, a mechanical building that looked like a skyscraper appeared in front of Jiang Chen, but this mechanical building had no walls. Oh, that's not the case. The walls of these mechanical buildings are all glass, and everything inside can be seen from the outside. How is this smart? Jiang Chen was simply powerless to complain. Try it. If you get fooled, I will definitely not buy it next time, Jiang Chen said, and drove the car directly to the parking lot. There was an open space next to the parking lot, and there were no lines on the open space. The system has scanned it. Your license plate number is SA00001. You are parking now. Jiang Chen had just walked out of the car when a flat four-wheeled monster suddenly jumped out of the garage, scaring Jiang Chen. The four-wheeled monster ran to the bottom of Jiang Chen's car and directly lifted up Jiang Chen's first-generation Sapphire solar car like a jack, and then transported it to the garage. After entering the garage, Jiang Chen's car was soon transported to the top floor of the mechanical building with more than 10 floors, just like shoes were placed on a shoe rack. Smart parking system. It's really cool. This thing is definitely worth doing. It seems that I have to set up a smart parking manufacturing company. Wait a minute, there are no signs or anything. How can I pick up the car later? When people park their cars, they at least give them a sign. Why is there nothing here? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he waited for a long time, but didn't see any response from the smart parking system. He couldn't help but wonder. Do I have to go around before I can pick it up? Chapter 633, Female Driver's Favorite. Since he couldn't get the car, Jiang Chen decided to go and do some construction first and then come back to try. Now the entire Battery Technology Research Institute has been completed. Now the only thing missing is the greening of the school and the construction of roads. As for the construction of the road, it is very simple. Jiang Chen directly designed the route and the width of the road, and then clicked one button to plant, and it was done. The road does not cost much money, and the real cost is the greening of the institute. However, Jiang Chen is not willing to build anything here. Planting the lawn directly is enough. Planting the lawn is the brightest color in the desert. Moreover, in the future, when the lawn grows seeds, the seed company can also recycle them. In the future, these seeds will be sold to China or other desert countries, which will be another huge sum of money. After planting the road and seeds, it was noon. At noon, Jiang Chen decided to drive to the next step of construction. Go get the car, Jiang Chen said as he walked to the parking lot of the institute. As soon as he entered the parking lot, he heard a sound. Scan completed. Owner of SA00001. Do you want to pick up the car? Yes, Jiang Chen replied, and soon the four-wheeled monster car lifted Jiang Chen's real Sapphire car to Jiang Chen. 6. It's easy to park the car, easy to pick up the car, and the most important thing is that it automatically parks, which is the favorite of female drivers. Jiang Chen fell into deep thought after he finished speaking. The value of promoting this thing is very high. Now the problem of parking difficulties is not only a problem in big cities, but also in domestic counties. However, if there is a parking space like a high-rise building, how many parking spaces will be saved? The most important thing is that this parking lot not only has a lot of parking space, but also has a fast parking and pickup speed, which will definitely be welcomed by the majority of car owners. Okay, I'll order it, and I'll build a smart car parking lot later, Jiang Chen said, and put this thing in his plan. But Jiang Chen now has no time to build it. The next step is to build various battery companies, Jiang Chen said, and drove directly to the opposite side of the Battery Technology Research Institute. Opposite the Battery Technology Research Institute, this land covers an area of nearly 10,000 acres. This is the first battery company planned by Jiang Chen, Sahara New Energy Vehicle Battery Group. This group produces batteries for various new energy vehicles, so it has a large area. Let me plan it first. The place close to the main road will be the gate. Build a comprehensive office building first, and then build a research and development design center. Next to the Research and Development Design Center are various production plants, and employee canteens and dormitories will be built next to the plants. Well, build sales departments and warehouses near the outer ring road in the back. That's all. Jiang Chen had just finished speaking when his phone rang with a ding-dong sound. System prompt. Players successfully build a battery technology research institute and will receive a new seed. A new seed again. This system is afraid that the money in its pocket will not be spent. I don't know what conspiracy it has for asking for so much money every day. But who cares? It's fine as long as it can help me now. Anyway, I need seeds. Let's see what kind of seed it is. Jiang Chen said, and clicked on the seed introduction. This time the system gave him a building material seed, which was exactly what he needed. Seed introduction. Comprehensive office building seed. This seed can provide a comprehensive office building with 22 floors. The higher the office building, the more expensive it is. Fuck, what does that mean? Infinitely high. Can you give me a whole 10,000 meter high building? System prompt. Yes. Ahem. Just kidding. I'm building an office building for new energy vehicle batteries. Why do I need such a high building? Give me a 50-story office building. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a price reminder popped up soon. Price reminder. 50-story office building, 600 square meters per floor, 2,000 yuan per square meter. Total price 60 million. Including decoration, the total price is 100 million yuan. Fuck, your idiot system has identified 100 million, right? Jiang Chen found that no matter what building you build, it will cost 100 million. If you don't have enough area, you will increase the decoration price. If you have too much area, you will reduce the decoration price. You really know how to do business. However, in this broken desert, being able to build a high-rise building at 2,100 yuan per square meter, and it still won't collapse, this is already. Let's have one. Anyway, an office building is enough. For the car battery factory, he needs more factories to produce batteries, not office buildings. Do you have factory seeds? Buy them at a high price. After buying the office building, Jiang Chen asked directly. This broken system. For money, Jiang Chen felt that he could do anything shameless. System prompt. Congratulations to the player for obtaining the factory seed. This seed can build various factories. The factory is strong and not easy to collapse. It is safer to pass the fire control. Sure enough, for the sake of money, you are too lazy to change the reason for obtaining the seed. Well, give me 300 factory buildings. Jiang Chen's battery production will supply the whole world, so this production workshop cannot be less. Price reminder. The price of the factory varies according to the area. The overall cost is 500 yuan per square meter. Please enter the area 500 yuan per square meter. This cost is really a bit conscious. Jiang Chen directly input the area of the factory building, and then directly charged money to plant a row of factory buildings to the west of the new energy vehicle battery field. This area of factory buildings is directly connected to the outer ring road in the north, which makes it easier to transport outward. After planting the factory buildings, the next task is simple. Plant more than 100 warehouses at the intersection of the factory area and the outer ring road, and then plant 2 canteens in the middle of the company, and plant another canteen in the factory area to the west of the company. In addition, plant more than 60 40-story elevator buildings in a large area to the west of the company as employee dormitories. Build 2 more canteens next to the employee dormitories, and build a small commercial street. Build a parking lot that can park 3,000 cars near the main road at the entrance of the accommodation area, and build a gymnasium and park. A Sahara new energy vehicle battery group that will have tens of thousands of employees in the future has been built. The car battery group occupies 2/5 of the entire battery town, and the other large area is the Sahara electric vehicle power supply group on the west outer ring road of the battery town. In terms of electric power, if the future is the era of new energy vehicle batteries, then today is the era of 2-wheeled electric vehicles. Therefore, in the era of electric vehicles, Jiang Chen will not miss this opportunity. He plans to build an electric vehicle battery production base in the battery town. In addition, in China, Jiang Chen will acquire another electric vehicle company. At that time, he will do electric vehicle business and battery business at the same time. It's perfect. Okay, let's start building. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen drove his Sapphire directly to the electric vehicle battery base. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 634. We love holding meetings. After arriving at Sahara Electric Vehicle Battery Group, Jiang Chen started to build like a new energy vehicle company. First, an office building was built, then a factory building, and then a warehouse, canteen, and dormitory building. After the canteen and parking lot were built, Jiang Chen started the one-key greening. After the greening, another day and night passed. In the early morning, Jiang Chen had a simple meal and drove on. Now 4/5 of the entire battery town have been built, and Jiang Chen will set up an electronic technology co-limited in the remaining 1/5. Since Jiang Chen wants to make batteries, he must do it all, from car batteries to small electronics. He will do it, and he will create an ecological chain of battery technology. Let's start. Build the first product base of Electronic Technology Co. Limited, a mobile phone battery factory. After Jiang Chen arrived in the south of the battery town, he directly built a mobile phone battery company near the West Outer Ring Road. In the future, the biggest point of competition between Jiang Chen and Xinxing mobile phones will be on mobile phone batteries. Therefore, the focus of the entire Sahara Electronic Technology Co. Limited should also be on mobile phone batteries. Because the best location of Sahara Electronic Technology was given to the mobile phone battery company. First build the factory, then the canteen, warehouse, dormitory, R&D center, and parking lot. Jiang Chen started to get busy while talking. From the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, Jiang Chen built the entire mobile phone battery company in a whole day. After the mobile phone battery company was built, the other factories of Sahara Electronic Company were built. These factories mainly include various batteries in life, such as number 5 batteries, number 7 batteries, etc. In addition, there are some batteries in charging equipment, such as charging headlights, etc. Of course, Sahara Electronic Company also produces electronics for various machines, large and small electronics, various types of batteries, and Sahara Electronic Technology Company has hundreds of products. Let's build the factory. Jiang Chen started the final construction after he finished talking. When the vacant land of the electronics company was filled with various factories, 3 days passed. 3 days later, the 3 super companies and a technical research institute in the battery town were all built. After the completion, Jiang Chen planted roads, streetlights, lawns and various trees. The battery town with a total investment of more than 40 billion yuan was truly completed. After the completion of the battery town, the next task became even more arduous. The 3 major battery companies must be put into operation immediately, otherwise it would be a waste of my investment. It's time to have a meeting. The day after the battery town was built, Jiang Chen convened the future city mayor, Chen Jiantao, president of Sahara Group, and Zhu Shaoxun, deputy mayor of Sak City, to hold a meeting in the research institute of the battery town. When everyone arrived, their first reaction, after seeing the battery town with tall buildings, was shock. It was really shocking. Oh my god, brother Jiang, there are so many tall buildings, it's really spectacular. In the entire northwest, there are only such tall buildings in Wuxi, and there are really no other places. The tall buildings in Wuxi were destroyed in the winter storm, so in the entire northwest, except for Sak City, this is the most spectacular. After several people sighed, Jiang Chen first took them to visit the 3 major companies in the research institute, and then took them to the conference room of the research institute for a meeting. In the conference room, the sun was shining at noon, and the sun passed through the glass and lazily sprinkled on everyone. Today I will hand over the battery town to Future City, and take the mechanical town. Future City has completed 2 towns. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, several people nodded. This meeting was more like a small negotiation meeting than a meeting. Brother Jiang, don't worry, I will definitely build it well. By the way, brother Jiang, what kind of management method do we use for this battery town? Nowadays, Jiang Chen's corporate management is divided into two types. The first is a corporate management model like Sahara Group. This management model is more suitable for the development and construction of enterprises. The second is a model like Sac City, which is managed by the municipal government. This kind of city management is suitable for immigrants. Speaking of management, Jiang Chen thought for a while and said, Battery Town does not have a town government, so let's focus on enterprise management. If we focus on enterprise management, if we set up 3 groups and a research institute, it will not be conducive to the comprehensive management of Battery Town. Brother Jiang, for this kind of single-sided enterprise, I suggest that we directly set up a comprehensive group company, and then the head office will have 3 companies and a research institute. At that time, it will be easier to coordinate the cooperation and prosperity between the research institute and the 3 companies. After Chen Jianzhao finished speaking, several people nodded at the same time. Brother Jiang, I think this is a good idea. Let's directly set up Sahara Battery Group and let Sahara Battery Group lead these 3 groups and a research institute. After Zhu Xiaoxuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded in agreement. Okay, then we will directly establish the Sahara Battery Group, which will be stationed at the Sahara Battery Research Institute. Do you have any suitable candidates? Tell us and recommend some talents. Speaking of talents, Chen Jianzhao raised his hand and said, I recommend Chen Li, the president of Mojiang Investment Group, to be the president of Sahara Battery Group. Chen Li has a unique vision. In recent years, Mojiang Investment Group has invested in many companies in China and made a lot of money. Moreover, he is easygoing, does not put on airs, and is young. He just turned 40 this year. He is also ambitious and has experience. By the way, I have to say in advance that this person is my distant cousin. We grew up together and studied for a doctorate in the United States together. It is not necessary to avoid relatives when recommending talents. As long as he has the ability, that's fine. By the way, give him a call and ask him to attend the meeting. We can also listen to his opinions. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Chen Jianzhao hurriedly called Chen Li. After the call was connected, Chen Li hurriedly instructed his subordinates and hurried from Mojiang to the Battery Town. While waiting for Chen Li, Jiang Chen discussed the construction of the future city with Guanku and others. It was noon soon. At noon, several people went to the Bermuda Oasis scenic area to have lunch. When they returned to the Battery Town after lunch, Chen Li had already arrived at the research institute. Chen Li was as surprised as everyone else when they saw the Battery Town, but he knew that he couldn't ask about things in the desert, so he could only suppress this surprise temporarily. Brother Jiang, hello. This was the first time Jiang Chen met Chen Li. Chen Li used to be a senior executive in a multinational company in China. He had just been poached by Chen Jianzhao for less than a year. Okay, you're welcome. By the way, President Chen told you why he called you here. Chapter 635 Acquisition of Zhaosang Electric Group. Chen Li in front of him was, just as Chen Jianzhao said. He looked easygoing, but he was also decent, with thick eyebrows and big eyes. He looked like a scholar, which was very different. I see. You asked me to be the president of the Battery Group. I think I can give it a try. Okay, let's not rush. I'll take you to visit the Battery Town first. Jiang Chen said, and took Chen Li to visit the 3 groups and 1 research institute he built. During the visit, Jiang Chen also told Chen Li about the agreement he had reached with Guanchu. That is, Sahara Battery Group will not be under the jurisdiction of Sahara Group. The new Sahara Battery Group will be directly under the jurisdiction of Future City, and it will be one of the hundreds of trillion-dollar enterprises in the future. After visiting the Battery Town, it was already evening. In the evening, several people returned to the meeting room of Sahara Battery Research Institute. In the meeting room, Chen Li also brought a computer with the knowledge about batteries that he had sorted out at the last minute. Okay, now that we have visited the Battery Town, tell me, if you were the president of Sahara Battery Group, how would you build and manage it? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Chen Li began to think. Brother Jiang, how much cash can you invest in me? Sufficient funds. Invest as much as you need. Jiang Chen could spend hundreds of billions on the machinery town, and he was also willing to spend so much money on the battery town. After seeing Jiang Chen was so willing to spend money, Chen Li started to think again, and while thinking, he did not forget to take out his mobile phone to check for information. Fortunately, the battery town is close to the oasis scenic area. After the greening here, there is also a signal, otherwise Chen Li would really have a headache. After calculating for more than an hour, Chen Li wiped the sweat from his forehead and began to gather his thoughts. Brother Jiang, first of all, the Battery Research Institute is responsible for the battery design of the entire battery group. Therefore, this is a big investment, an investment in talent. I decided to relocate the Sahara Battery Research Institute as a whole, and also merge the Super Large Power Storage Research Institute of the Sahara Electric Power Research Institute. By the way, the Streetlight Power Generation Technology Research Laboratory of the Streetlight R&D Group will also be moved here. Of course, these are not enough. I hope to have at least 50 million funds to allow me to recruit foreign experts in related fields of battery technology research, especially experts in this field from Japan. After Chen Li finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded and said, "Okay, I can approve these departments. In addition, I can approve 200 million for you in terms of talent introduction, so you can introduce them as much as possible. The talents introduced will enjoy the same treatment as all residents of Sac City. I will solve their medical insurance, housing and other problems." ZHU Sheogsan also hurriedly added on the side, "Okay, thank you, Brother Jiang. In terms of enrollment, I hope to recruit undergraduates, graduate students, and postdoctoral students at the same time. All students will receive elite education and be enrolled worldwide. In addition, I hope to waive tuition fees and give them some living allowances. Sometimes it is like this, with more money, talents will naturally come. I will subsidize you in the early stage, but your group will have to bear all the expenses in the later stage." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Chen Li nodded and agreed. As long as they get through the early stage, once the battery group is up and running in the later stage, will the money from students and professors still count? Not at all. As long as we have the most advanced technology, the best experts, future technology to research and sufficient funds, the research institute will definitely not be a problem. In addition, for the research institute, I recommend Ichiro Tani to be the director. He is currently the director of the Sahara Battery Research Institute. Okay, then talk about how to build the other 3 companies. For the new energy vehicle battery company, the battery research will be provided by the research institute. As for the production line, I plan to purchase the battery production line of the Japanese Kudamatsu Group. The Kudamatsu Group is now the battery supplier of Stellar Automotive and the absolute overlord in the field of new energy batteries. However, the current Kudamatsu Group is overall loss-making, and its current market value is 26 billion euros. Since our auto show, our domineering batteries have already let the Kudamatsu Group know how powerful it is, and Stellar has been frequently contacting our research institute recently. If we agree to cooperate with Stellar, then the battery business of Kudamatsu will be cut in half, and the Kudamatsu Group will lose tens of billions of euros overall. So, I have a good suggestion now. Why don't we talk to the Kudamatsu Group about acquisition? Today's Zaosan Group is no longer the super company that dominated Japan and the world. It is not even ranked in the top 20 in Japan. However, it has made certain achievements in various fields such as home appliances. If we acquire Zaosan Group, we can split it into many companies. At that time, the battery aspect can be merged into Sahara New Energy Vehicle Battery Company and Electric Vehicle Battery and Electronic Company. Speaking of Zaosan Group, Jiang Chen knows this famous company. This company is a comprehensive large enterprise that produces almost everything, like lamps, MP3, batteries, washing machines, televisions, range hoods, water heaters, thermometers and audio materials, cameras and mobile phones, air conditioners, etc. He makes everything. Not only that, he also produces some aviation equipment and has produced fighter jets for the army. Zaosan makes everything. He has more than 50 business units, more than a dozen research institutes, and more than 60,000 products. The product quality is also guaranteed, but even so, Zaosan's life is not easy. 14 years ago, Samsung acquired Wang Electric Motor, resulting in a loss of more than 700 billion Japanese yuan. 13 years ago, Komatsu lost 300 billion Japanese yen due to its investment in plasma TVs, and its debt ratio has reached 77%. 12 years ago, Komatsu lost its dominance in the display screen market, because LED screens such as the Xinxing Group and Hancheo Country dominated the market. 10 years ago, Komatsu wanted to re-enter the smartphone business, but it lost a lot of money, because it was too late. 8 years ago, Komatsu began to sell its semiconductor business. 6 years ago, digital cameras, telephone exchanges and optical disc businesses were also closed. 2 years ago, Komatsu gave up its TV business in China. A year ago, Komatsu withdrew from the Japanese smartphone market. Anyway, over the years, Komatsu has been doing nothing but cutting, and cutting, constantly cutting to get a chance to survive. Nowadays, the power battery that Samsung relies on for survival has also been beaten by the Denning Group, so, brother Jiang, Samsung is a bottomless pit. We spent more than 20 billion yuan to buy it. It's not a good idea for us to put money into it every day to pay him back. When it comes to buying Samsung, ZHU Shaoxun hurriedly objected. Needless to say, if they buy Samsung Group, the money must be paid by them in Sac City. Samsung is indeed a bottomless pit. His debt ratio is too high. All his businesses are losing money. Even the battery business can't make money. So, I think we bought it, just like buying a sick father. Chapter 636, 100 billion enterprise plan. In this era, no one is optimistic about Samsung Electric, because the only thing that can make a profit is washing machines. A company without a future, a company that sticks to the rules, and has no innovation. Buying such a company is really like buying a father. Brother Jiang, I don't think so. Although Samsung Group is a mess, a lean camel is bigger than a horse. If we can acquire it, we can dissect it, and fill the gaps in various life products in our Sahara future city. Brother Jiang, now we can rely on China, but what if one day we are isolated from the world? They don't recognize us, and we don't have our own technology. What should we do? Chen Li strongly advocated the acquisition of Samsung, because Samsung has many mature things, such as the battery he is responsible for. If Jiang Chen can acquire Samsung Group and let him be responsible for the battery, he can put all their technology into Sahara Battery Group. At that time, they will use alien technology, not to mention how awesome it is, and it will definitely not be a problem to defeat Denning Times. As long as they defeat Denning Times, who in the world will not use his battery supply in the field of new energy vehicles? I agree with President Chen. President Guan, the task of acquiring Samsung is now handed over to you. Jiang Chen can take out more than 20 billion yuan now. After all, the house in Sac City was just sold not long ago, and there is plenty of money there. Of course, what is more important is that Chen Li said what he was thinking. Jiang Chen is really worried that the bastard of Hancheo Country will come to the United States to mess with him one day. If the United States does not recognize him, then all countries in the world will blockade him. He has no technology and cannot even produce a toothbrush. Can he still keep his people? Brother Jiang, you may have thought about it. Samsung Group has too much deficit. If there is a real need, why don't we just buy their battery business directly? That's right. Now once our battery is launched, their battery business will definitely fall to the bottom. They must know this, so they will definitely split it up and sell it. After Guan Ku and ZHU Shaoxun finished speaking, Jiang Chen shook his head. Jiang Chen already had a plan in mind. Jiang Chen will make the battery profitable, and Jiang Chen can also make it profitable in other aspects. For example, Jiang Chen is preparing to enter the smartphone business, while Samsung already has a smartphone business, although it has never beaten anyone, and has been losing money. However, it at least has the production and design capabilities of the smartphone business, saving itself from making mobile phones from scratch. In order to make money on mobile phones, Jiang Chen decided to abandon 5G mobile phones and directly let Samsung design 6G and 7G mobile phones. Nowadays, 6G communications have not been developed anywhere in the world, but Jiang Chen's scenic spot has reached the 6G era, and the future will eventually belong to 6G, so Xiaosong can use the 6G service of the scenic spot to design a new generation of mobile phones. Once Xiaosong launches a 6G mobile phone, it will be ahead of other mobile phone manufacturers by an era. Mobile phones are one aspect, and Jiang Chen wants to build a 6G communication service equipment base. He wants to be ahead of 5G and 6G like Huawei did back then, and Xiaosong happens to have this business. In addition, in terms of LED display screens, Xiaosong has always been the overlord before the rise of Xinxing Group. If he acquires Xiaosong, he will be able to provide the advanced technology on his car display screen to Xiaosong Display Company. Once the display screens combined with alien technology are mass produced, the era of Xiaosong display screens will come again. Of course, these are just a few simple aspects. You should know that Xiaosong Electric also has air conditioners, which can be studied in combination with its own alien technology. In addition, home appliance businesses in various aspects such as elevators and TV series will be relaunched. Brother Jiang, have you thought about it? I have thought about it, so let's stop here today. President Chen, I now officially announce that from now on, you will serve as the first president of Sahara Battery Group. In addition, President Guan, you will be responsible for acquiring Xiaosong Group from now on. ZHU, you will be responsible for assisting in the acquisition. Chenli and brother Jian Tao, you will be responsible for assisting in the dismantling of the various businesses of Xiaosong Group. Yes. Okay. Seeing that Jiang Chen had made up his mind, several people knew that it was useless to oppose, so they could only be forced to accept this reality and then work hard to do it well. By the way, after the acquisition of Xiaosong Group will move into Future City, and Xiaosong Group will be temporarily managed by President Guan. Okay, I will complete the acquisition as soon as possible. After everything was settled, it was already dark, and the street lights of Battery Town were on, and the entire Battery Town was quiet and fresh. Let's go and have a meal. I'll treat everyone to a good drink. Whether Future City can develop in the future depends on you. After leaving Battery Town, Jiang Chen led a few people to the Lavender Manor Hotel in the Oasis scenic area. Now is the beginning of summer, and the lavender is blooming. The fragrance of the flowers will definitely warm the whole night. At the Lavender Manor Hotel, the hotel manager heard that Jiang Chen was coming, and he quickly vacated the presidential suite. In addition, he hurriedly called President Liu of the Bermuda Oasis Scenic Area Group, and asked President Liu to accompany him for a drink. Jiang Chen did not refuse. This President Liu was the president of the scenic area promoted by him personally. This person is not an outsider, he is Jiang Chen's distant cousin. At the same time, this person has another identity. He is secretly the chairman of the Desert People's Committee. When President Liu arrived, he was holding a briefcase in his hand. He was in his 30s and was a little fat. After he came in, he greeted the group of people with a smile on his face, but his smile always made everyone feel a little cold. After all, he did look a little fierce. Hey, President Guan, President Chen, you are all here. Why didn't you tell me in advance? If you told me in advance, I would have prepared earlier, at least prepare some game for you. No, let me start by not eating wild animals. Look at what you said, are we the kind of people who eat wild animals? After President Liu finished speaking, he put down his bag and poured wine for everyone. After drinking for a few minutes, several people were a little drunk. Boss Liu, I heard that you've eaten human flesh. Is that true? Nonsense. Is human flesh something that humans eat? We are all law-abiding citizens. Before the desert came, were you really a mercenary in Central Asia? No way. We haven't been to Central Asia. These are all rumors. Ha 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 ha. At night, several people were drunk and didn't leave. Jiang Chen arranged for them to stay in the Lavender Manor Hotel. Before leaving, Boss Liu gave Jiang Chen a look, and Jiang Chen nodded at him. In early summer, under a full moon, the charming fragrance of lavender in the distance. On a lavender hillside, Jiang Chen lit a cigarette and handed it to Lu Ming. Lu Ming took the cigarette and took a few puffs. The scar on his face became more frightening as his lips moved. Brother Jiang, I just received news that we have taken care of one. Here are the photos. The cold wave country will report it tomorrow. Chapter 637. Building a digital town. As Looming was talking, he took out a photo from his bag. The photo showed a fat man lying in a bathtub full of blood. The fat man died tragically. He was shot in the head and his entire head was broken. Who is this? Park Ji-young, the artist director of Zite Entertainment. He was the one who brought Zai to Hansheo country and arranged the dinner party that made Zai fall in love with him. Okay. Is the killer okay? No problem. We are out of Hansheo country now. The online shopaholics have no problem doing things. What about the others? Jiang Chen took a deep puff of his cigarette and let the smoke drift in the fields under the night sky. Jiang Chen rarely smoked. He would only light a cigarette when something big happened. It's hard to take action against other people because they have too many bodyguards. Especially the devour automobile consortium. They have bodyguards all over the house, and there are police outside watching 24 hours a day. They don't come out, so there is no chance to take action. You guys should act according to the situation. Also, don't tell anyone that you were a mercenary in Africa, and don't tell anyone that you served in the army with the people who bought your hands. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Looming nodded. He took a puff of cigarette and took out a document from his bag, then took out a pen and handed it to Jiang Chen. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. It's not a glorious thing. What's more, I have retired now. By the way, please sign this invoice and use our company's account. The head fee for Park Ji-young is 4 million yuan. Jiang Chen took the pen and signed his name on a special zone bill. Is it safe? Safe. This is a seller of decoration supplies, and it happens to be a purchase for the battery town. Is the person selling this safe? Safe. This person is my comrade in arms, and I gave him money to do business in the special zone. He will receive 5 million yuan in return. 4 million yuan will be used to pay the assassins responsible for the assassination, and 500,000 yuan will be used as a reward for the assassins. The remaining 500,000 yuan will be used to turn over his business. After Looming finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded, lit another cigarette, patted Looming on the shoulder and said, "You stay in the hotel first. I have something to do, and I'll leave first." Under the moon, Jiang Chen drove to Zai's grave, which was full of flowers. These flowers were sent by fans. Now Zai's songs have become popular throughout East Asia with the release of youth records. So many fans came from all over the country just to give this poor man a bouquet of flowers. Zai, just calm down. The man who tricked you into going to the frost-tide country is dead and died miserably. As for those who are still alive, they live in fear every day, and their lives will not be easy. Also, I may not come to see you often recently. I'm going back to the desert. When I build the future city, I will set off to the depths of the desert. I will uncover the reason why the desert is raging, and I will find your father's remains. I will let him know that he has an amazing daughter. His daughter is the most amazing star in the world. The night was so quiet. In this early summer night sky, there was only the sound of the wind blowing through the grass. The next morning, before Chenli woke up, Jiang Chen had already rushed to the desert. Next, build a second town, Glass Town. The location of the Glass Town is close to the Battery Town, but the Glass Town is in the south of the Battery Town, close to the Apricot Blossom Sea and the Desert Oasis scenic area. The area of the Glass Town cannot be small. In the future, the Glass Town will produce car windshields, building outer tempered glass, ordinary window glass, and high-end LED mobile phone screens and car smart screen glass. So, the area should be the same as the Battery Town. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen began to build. The construction task is very simple. First, build a factory centered on the production of automotive glass in the north of the Glass Town. The construction method of the factory is the same as that in the Battery Town. Build an office building, then a laboratory, and then build a factory building, warehouse, canteen, dormitory building, etc. After building the automotive glass company, Jiang Chen continued to build glass companies needed for buildings and door installations. The building material glass company is the same as the automotive glass company, with the same construction method, but the location is different. Time passed little by little, and when Jiang Chen finished the entire building material glass company, it was late at night. Okay, let's build it here today. Late at night, Jiang Chen lay on the roof of the car and looked at the full moon in the sky, and he smiled. Many people never know how to cherish the night sky when they have it. They would rather stay in the house playing games than come out to see the stars in the sky. But when humans lose this starry sky, they regret it and want to embrace it again. Then they really have to pay for this minute by minute enjoyment. Let's check the news. Before going to bed, Jiang Chen opened his phone and then opened my Sahara story network. Now my Sahara story network has become a large website that integrates various sections such as news and videos. Today's hotspot, Zeit Entertainment's artist director Park Ji-young was shot several times and died at home. Oriental News. According to relevant media reports in Hancheo country, Park Ji-young was involved in the Zai sex scandal before he was stabbed. This death also sounded the alarm for those Hancheo country consortiums that had participated in the Zai sex scandal. Dong-A News. Hancheo country's artist director Park Ji-young has been involved in Hancheo country's artist sex scandals many times. According to reports, Park Ji-young had his artists sexually bribe more than a dozen Hancheo country officials and consortiums. Dong-A Entertainment. Park Ji-young held a memorial service today, but none of his friends in the circle attended. The president of Zeit has not appeared for more than 10 days. Now Zeit Entertainment is deeply involved in various sex scandals, and the Hancheo government may intervene in this matter. Before going to bed at night, Jiang Chen called looming again. After he gave a few instructions, he fell asleep. There is no shortage of desperate people in this world, and there must be brave men under heavy rewards. So since Jiang Chen wants to do it, he must completely avenge those who died unjustly. The next morning, Jiang Chen continued to plant in the glass town. After building the special body extreme, Jiang Chen continued to build 3 or 4 comprehensive glass manufacturing companies in the glass town. Finally, Jiang Chen planted a mobile phone, computer glass and other electronic screen glass companies near the desert. When everything was planted, 3 days passed. After a new town was completed, Jiang Chen did not choose to put it into mass production directly, but chose to continue planting. The next planting goal is to build a smart town for mobile phones and computers. In the past few days, the management office has reached a preliminary agreement with Xiaoshan Group. Sahara Future City Group will acquire Xiaoshan Group in full. However, after the acquisition, Xiaoshan Group will be decomposed and delisted. The digital products of Xiaoshan Group, such as mobile phones, cameras, computers, and video recorders, will be reorganized into the smart digital town built in Jiangchen. Chapter 603, Niso Camera. Before building the smart digital town, Jiang Chen even read some news. What he asked Looming to do a few days ago was really successful. When Park Ji-young held his funeral, someone put a time bomb in his coffin. When a group of people were mourning, there was a loud bang, and Park Ji-young, his wife and children all went to heaven. Jiang Chen calculated that in the past 10 years, no less than 4 people have jumped off the building because of Park Ji-young's torture. There is no telling how many mentally ill people have been tortured by him, and the government of the cold tide country actually does not care. Since you don't care, then I will take care of it for you. People like this who are full of sins, they don't deserve to live in this world. Dong-A News. The incident of Park Ji-young, a famous artist director of the cold tide country, has escalated again, and the police have intervened throughout the process. After 2 days of investigation, the police arrested the suspect Park Dong-wook. According to Park Dong-wook, the reason why he wanted to blow up Park Ji-young was because Park Ji-young had repeatedly humiliated his sister. He also bribed his sister with sex to several chaebols and senior leaders of TV stations. Not only that, when her sister slept with so many people, they did not package her like they did with Zai Yi. Instead, they used the secretly filmed videos to continue to coerce her to continue to accompany those people. Therefore, this led to her sister's mental breakdown in the end, and now she lives in a mental hospital every day. However, his family is not rich. He is penniless because his parents are bedridden all year round, and he has to pay for his sister's stay in the mental hospital. Moreover, because Park Ji-young and others have offended the Sahara group recently, his mother who has cancer cannot take the cheap anti-cancer drugs of the Sahara group. In order to treat his mother, he can only take expensive international anti-cancer drugs. In addition, his father has been tired for many years, has poor sleep, and cannot take the Sahara group's sleeping pills, so he can't sleep all night. Therefore, he can't stand the thought that Park Ji-young, the bastard, is still living so well now. Therefore, Park Dang-soo made a time bomb to blow up his whole family. Yingzhou Entertainment News. This evening, the Hanchao National Court announced the death penalty for Park Dang-soo, and many families hurt by Park Ji-young took to the streets to help Park Dang-soo. A wave of demonstrations has been set off in all parts of the Cold Tide country. They demanded that the government make peace with Sac City so that they can take cheap and practical medicines from Sac City. Cold Tide International News. Sahara Pharmaceutical Group announced that, as long as the subordinates of Zite were violated stand up and sue Zite Entertainment, Sahara Pharmaceutical Group will restore their family's right to purchase medicines. In addition, Sahara Pharmaceutical Group announced that it will provide the brave Park Dang-soo with the medicines needed by his parents for free, and provide funds to support his sister who was tortured into a mental disorder by Zite Entertainment. Nanhan News. Today, Sahara Pharmaceutical Group has taken Park Dang-soo's sister Park Jin to the Sahara Medical University affiliated hospital in Sac City for treatment. It is reported that Sahara Pharmaceutical Group has recently developed a drug that can relieve people's mental problems. This drug may have an effect on the stimulated Park Jin. Cold Tide Entertainment News. Affected by the Park Ji-young incident, Zite Entertainment has ushered in a wave of contract terminations. Zite Entertainment's gold medal artist Kim Sung-ki and others have terminated their contracts with Zite Entertainment. It is reported that Kim Sung-ki and others have successfully joined Zite Entertainment. The purpose of Zite Entertainment Company is to reject unspoken rules, which may completely subvert the entertainment shady of Hanchao country. Apple Entertainment. Due to the influence of SSTV, 4 or 5 current popular TV series starring Zite's artists may not be able to meet the audience. The boycott of bad artists and Zite initiated by the famous artist Kim Sung-ki is intensifying in Hanchao country. The ratings of Court TV, which has a cooperative relationship with Zite, have dropped one after another. In addition, several variety shows purchased by SSTV, such as I'm the Master of the Desert, Running Desert, and Longing for Scenic Spots, continue to be popular in Hanchao country. Many citizens are impressed by the magnificent landscape of the desert. Many citizens said that they could not travel to Sac City Scenic Spot due to the influence of several major consortium incidents, which is really a pity. Apple Daily launched a vote today, and the vote showed that many residents of Hanchao country were dissatisfied with the new government's cover-up of the consortium scandal. If Choi Sung-ho's government cannot resolve the relationship with Sac City, then Choi Sung-ho will lose the next election. Looking at these news, Jiang Chen felt a little comforted. The bad guys will eventually receive the punishment they deserve. This is what everyone expects. Keep planting. The next step is Xinxing Mobile Phone Group. You just wait for me to take over, Jiang Chen said, and began to plant the digital town. The construction of the digital town is also very simple. The digital town is in the south of the glass town. It is still close to the outer ring road next to the Bermuda Oasis scenic area. Let's plant the mobile phone company first. Jiang Chen is going to build 2 mobile phone companies, the high-end product Sahara Mobile Phone Company, and the low-end mobile phone, Xiaosang Mobile Phone Company. Xiaosang Mobile Phone will directly compete with domestic mobile phone companies from 5G, while Sahara Mobile Phone will directly start from 6 grams. In the future, the 3 mobile phones and Xiaosang Mobile Phone will be both partners and competitors. Only by continuous competition in the digital field can one's own enterprise have vitality. This is also the reason why we insist on building 2 mobile phone companies. The planting of mobile phone companies is slightly different from other companies. Xiaosang Mobile Phone and Sahara Mobile Phone only have 2 comprehensive buildings. They only design in the town, but the real mass production is not in the future city. When mass production is completed, they will entrust the mobile phone production company. Of course, in order to avoid the problem that no company will take over Sahara Mobile Phones and Xiaosang Mobile Phones in the future, Jiang Chen still built more than a dozen production and assembly workshops next to the 2 mobile phone companies. After building the mobile phone company, Jiang Chen began to plant a computer company. Now is an intelligent era, so computers have become a top priority. Regarding the computer company, Jiang Chen plans to directly restart Xiaosang's computer plan. He will rebuild a new Xiaosang brand computer, based on Xiaosang computers. In addition, Jiang Chen will prepare to acquire China's Xiaoshan Computer Company. In the future, Jiang Chen will launch 3 brands of computers, Xiaosang, Xiaoshan, and Sahara. After the computer company was built, Jiang Chen built a digital camera company next to the computer company. Digital cameras are also a dual brand plan. He will acquire Nisso Camera Company, and then rely on Nisso Camera and Xiaosang Company, to build his own camera brand base. In addition to the camera company, Jiang Chen also built various comprehensive digital product companies such as tablet computers, MP5s, and audio in the digital town. When the digital town was built, there was still a large area of open space in the south of the digital town. After Jiang Chen thought about it, he decided to build another electronics processing town directly on this vacant land. In the electronics processing town, Jiang Chen will set up a super electronics factory. This electronics factory will include the production of mobile phones, computers, digital cameras and other various electronic products. When it comes to building an electronics town, this is much simpler. The most important thing in the town is various processing factories. Planting a factory is very simple. Just click to buy a factory building, and then click one-click planting. In addition to building factory buildings, the electronics town also needs to build a lot of accommodation rooms, which will be prepared for those workers working in the electronics factory. Chapter 639. The illusion of running away to avoid debt. In the future, Jiang Chen's super electronics factory will be mainly machinery, so Jiang Chen's dormitory building is not very large. After the super electronics factory was built, the time went from summer to autumn. After the arrival of autumn, Jiang Chen was not idle. He successively built 11 towns in the east district of the future city, including the home appliance town, furniture town, kitchen supplies town, home furnishing town, automobile supplies town and smart parking town. The things produced in these towns include all kinds of daily necessities, from computers and mobile phones to buttons and needles, which are undoubtedly in their production ranks. After Jiang Chen built the east district of the future city densely, the whole winter was over. After the arrival of the new year, Jiang Chen finally had some free time. It was not that he wanted to be idle, but that he really had no money. In order to build these towns, he used up all the funds that Sac City could use. Now Sac City is just short of selling the city government building to Jiang Chen for money. Moreover, Jiang Chen also requisitioned most of the money of the Sahara group, resulting in many executives writing IOUs when the year-end bonus was distributed during the spring festival. It's so expensive. This building costs 100 million, and a canteen costs 20 million. I've built so many towns, but I'm still broke. Jiang Chen sighed. He had to find a way to make money. This winter is the winter superstorm that happens every 4 years. If I don't build the South City district of future city before the winter storm comes, my future city will be blind when the strong wind blows. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen sighed again. It's not easy to build such a large area as a South City district. How much money will it cost? Call Chen Li and ask when the battery town will be profitable. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen called Chen Li. Hello, brother Jiang, what's up? No big deal. I'm going to build the South City district of future city. I need money now. It's been a year. Is your battery town profitable? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he heard Chen Li sighing on the other end of the phone. Brother Jiang, I was thinking of asking you for some money to run the business. After Chen Li finished speaking, Jiang Chen frowned. After building the battery town, Jiang Chen gave him more than tens of billions. What's the matter? Didn't I give you money? If you don't make money, you won't lose money, right? How can I not lose money? Brother Jiang, our Sahara battery group has been established for a year. During this year, I have recruited hundreds of experts for the institute. Moreover, the institute is recruiting all undergraduate, master and doctoral students. After enrollment, tuition and miscellaneous fees are waived, and living expenses are subsidized. That's not all. In the past year, we have purchased various equipment and energy required for various batteries, and then recruited workers. These are all expenditures. It was not until last month that we had all the equipment and personnel ready, but we haven't started making batteries yet. What? It's been a year and we haven't started making batteries yet? Hearing this news, Jiang Chen really wanted to say, fuck, no way, the equipment can't be transported here. Now all the cities in the northwest are under construction, and all kinds of materials in the country need to be transported here, so the roads are very congested. Also, Brother Jiang, President Guan has acquired the Xiaosong Group, but after the Xiaosong Group is dismantled, we have to pay the acquisition fee according to the business allocated. Xiaosong's battery company has the highest profit, and I have to use my initial more than 10 billion to pay for Xiaosong batteries. We haven't started production yet, and we are out of money. Then you figure it out yourself. I'm hanging up first. Jiang Chen hung up the phone directly after he finished speaking. Now he is no longer the rich and powerful him. Now Jiang Chen even has the illusion of running away and hiding. Call President Guan again and see. Now all the towns built by Jiang Chen are used to build his own company. If they are rented out, he will definitely be able to recover a large amount of funds. However, Jiang Chen cannot rent these places out. After all, this will be the foundation of his country, and these must be controlled in his own hands. Hey, President Guan, how are the car sales this year? If the car is popular, Jiang Chen can at least get the funds to build a town with the help of the car group. Brother Jiang, this year, our car has just been reorganized, the factory has just been put into use, and the first batch of cars has just been designed, and it has not yet been mass produced. What's the matter, Brother Jiang? Do you want to come and take a look? We have only released the design renderings of the first generation of Sahara fuel vehicles, and the new energy vehicles have not yet been released. We are still waiting for the battery group to mass produce them before they can be released. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen frowned. Needless to say, if this car is not mass produced, there will be no profit. No, you guys are busy with your own things. I just want to ask. By the way, many towns in Dongcheng district have been built. You should find time to arrange people. Jiang Chen hung up the phone after he finished speaking. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen fell into deep thought again. Apart from the car town, Sak City has no money, and the Sahara group has been plundered by himself. Now there is really no place to get money. It's better to open up the source than to intercept the flow. Forget it. I won't take the money from those companies anymore. Let me think about how I can help the major companies open up the source. Jiang Chen calculated that if he could hold on until the end of summer, he would be able to get another dividend, and then he would have money to green the southern part of Future City. Oh, right. Poppy Valley is not open to the public yet. Now that spring is here, it's time to open the Poppy Valley scenic area. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen hurriedly drove towards Poppy Valley. When he arrived at Poppy Valley, 2 years had passed, and the construction of Poppy Valley had been completed. There was a row of companies at the entrance of the Flower Valley, which were basically pharmaceutical companies. Further in was a commercial street, and the newly built commercial street was also put into use. However, because the scenic area has not yet been open to the public, the commercial street is very deserted, and the only people here are tourists who come here to stay in the sea of apricot blossoms. Well, it's time to open the Poppy Valley. As long as the Poppy Valley scenic area is open, it can receive at least 50,000 to 60,000 tourists a day. The ticket sales of 50,000 to 60,000 tourists alone can be more than 10 million. Plus the income from their accommodation in the Poppy Valley scenic area at night. This day will be 100 million. 100 million. This is already the money of a 40-story building. So, we can't wait. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly called Huayangnyan Zinmui Travel Agency and asked them to directly open a special line for tourism in Poppy Valley. After the call was connected, Jiang Chen also instructed Rendong Sheng that, because the blooming time of poppy flowers is limited, Poppy Valley will start the full travel agency model. The so-called full travel agency model is to let all partners of Zinmui Travel Agency, such as China Travel Group, participate in it, so as to greatly increase the number of tourists in Poppy Valley. After the call, Jiang Chen called ZHU Sheogsun again. Because ZHU Sheogsun was in Sacktown, Jiang Chen directly called him over. In less than half an hour, a Pagani sports car appeared in front of Jiang Chen. If ZHU Sheogsun didn't have a lot of things to arrange, it would only take him 10 minutes to get from the town of Sack to the Poppy Valley. Chapter 640, here to give money. Brother Jiang, how did you find time to come? What advice do you have this time? I really don't have any money. ZHU Sheogsun felt empty in his heart when he opened the car door. It can be said that at least 3/5 of the money for the dozen towns built by Jiang Chen in the future city came from Sack City. Sack City is not rich now. The Sack City government has to build the development zone and pay various fees for primary, secondary and high schools. In addition, there are pension funds for the people of Sack, and these are not small amounts of money. No money. I'm here to give you money. Zio ZHU, I'm going to open the Poppy Valley to the outside world. Today, Sack City's pillar industries are pharmaceutical companies and hospitals. The pharmaceutical companies include Sahara Pharmaceutical Group, the hospitals include Salman Hospital, and the 4 hospitals affiliated with Sahara Medical University. In addition, there are 3 hospitals affiliated with Sack City University and 5 hospitals affiliated with Sahara Pharmaceutical University. It can be said that Sack City's medical strength is absolutely invincible in the entire Northwest and even China. Of course, in addition to these things, Sack City's other industries are not optimistic. First of all, the film company base built by Sack City has indeed attracted nearly 500 film companies in the past year. However, because many movies cannot get the approval number from China, they cannot be shown in domestic cinemas. Therefore, this has led to many movies losing a lot of money. Therefore, after a year, there are only a dozen left out of more than 500 film companies. In addition, there are quite a few internet companies, but most of them are game companies. After more than a year of development, Poppy Town is about to become a game base. These 2 things are very unsuccessful, and none of them can become a large enterprise worth tens of billions, let alone hundreds of billions. Then, Sack City launched tourism. There are only 4 tourist attractions now: the old town of Sack City, the Xinghua Ocean Scenic Area, the Twin Cities Shopping Tourism, and the Sahara Chinese Herbal Medicine Garden. Although these 4 can attract many tourists, compared with the Sahara Scenic Area group, these scenic spots seem weak. These 4 tourist attractions combined cannot beat any small company under the Sahara Scenic Area group. Give money? Brother Jiang has enough money now. It just so happens that we are preparing to set up a state-owned investment company, and we are going to invest in domestic cinemas. We have to support our own industry, otherwise Poppy Town will be blind. When it comes to investing in cinemas, Jiang Chen coughed twice and said, well, you still need to earn money yourself. Zio ZHU, I have already instructed that tomorrow all travel agencies across the country will open special tourist lines to Poppy Valley. By then, Poppy Valley will have at least 50,000 to 60,000 tourists every day, and there may even be hundreds of thousands of tourists a day. Think about it, let alone hundreds of thousands. Even if we receive 100,000 tourists a day, each person will pay 200 million for tickets a day. In addition to accommodation, the cheapest Sack City chain express hotel for accommodation is 150 yuan a night. How much does it cost for 100,000 people a night? 1,500,000? Not bad. Good math. If they live in Poppy Valley, the minimum price of a room in Poppy Valley is 1,000, and the maximum is tens of thousands. In addition, single-family villa hotels with good locations on the hillside cost 100,000 a day. There are more than 3,300 villas in Poppy Valley and more than 10,000 hotel rooms. A villa costs 10,000 per night, and a room costs 1,000 per night. Poppy Valley can earn 40 million from accommodation alone. Add in food. Do you think it's profitable? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, ZHU Sheogsun calculated it. It's true that if this scenic spot can be operated, they will definitely have the money to invest in domestic cinemas. It's profitable, but we just opened. Will there be so many people coming? Fortunately, the poppy flower season is long, from April to June, and in 3 months, we should be able to make a lot of money. After ZHU Sheogsun finished speaking, Jiang Chen sighed. He thought that poppy flowers could only bloom for 1 month. If it can be open for 3 months, if it can be made into a popular scenic spot, as long as it can attract 100,000 tourists every day, then 20 million ticket money a day, and 1.8 billion ticket money in 3 months. There will definitely be people coming. Forget about other places. After we charge, there are 8 or 9 million people in Sac City. If they come to patronize us, we will make a fortune. Moreover, Jiang Chen had another idea. Since he wanted to make Poppy Valley popular, and then he would get a huge dividend from it, he had to promote it hard. Speaking of promotion, he was a gold medal anchor. Once he started broadcasting, at least tens of millions of people would watch it. So, with this wave of advertising, would he still worry about people not coming? Wait a minute, I'll call Leoza and ask him to spare one day of the weekend for me. I want to advertise Poppy Valley. Jiang Chen called Xia Heidong. After he finished speaking, Xia Heidong was straightforward and agreed in one breath. Anyway, when the time comes, he only needs to give Jiang Chen a startup push and a homepage push on the homepage. Now Sahara will definitely not stop broadcasting on the entire network and only promote Jiang Chen. After finishing the call, Jiang Chen looked at ZHU Sheogsun and said, by the way, you should quickly organize it, quickly borrow or directly purchase some buses from other places, and start running this tourist route. There are a lot of people in the special zone now, and this line in the special zone cannot be broken. Speaking of the special zone, Jiang Chen sighed again. If he could plant a high-speed rail and an airport, it would be great. At that time, he would plant an airport and a high-speed rail station in Sac City. Tourists can fly directly from China to Sac City by plane, and take the high-speed rail directly to Sac City. How great it would be. It's a pity that I have nothing now. Sac City has a population of 80,000 to 90,000, and all travel depends on cars, and there is no direct road from Sac City to the special zone. They need to go to the Cactus Forest World, and then transfer to Line 1 and Line 2 from there, to get to the airport and high-speed rail station in the special zone. Wait until the evening and build a road directly from Sac City through the Canny Valley, and directly to the special zone. These days, if you want to get rich, you really have to build roads first. However, if you don't have 2 billion to build such a road, it's probably impossible to build it. After all, it's a 200-mile road. ZHU, transfer 2 billion to me later, and I'll build a road that goes straight to the special zone. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, ZHU Sheogsun wiped his forehead. Sure enough, he came here to ask for money. Brother Jiang, I really have no money. If you really need money, you can only dig up the ginseng in the herb garden and sell it. Maybe you can sell it for 2 billion. When it comes to selling ginseng, Jiang Chen hurriedly shook his head. Those ginsengs can last for another 6 or 7 years, at least 100 billion. Forget about the ginseng. Do you have anything else that hasn't been sold? I can consider helping you sell it, by the way. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, ZHU Sheogsun slapped his thigh and said, got it. There are more than 300 villas close to the Poppy Valley on the outer ring road, 50,000 per square meter, and none of them have been sold yet. If Brother Jiang can help sell them, then let alone the 2 billion for road construction, I only want 30% of the money from the villas. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 641, The Last Wall of Sac City. The houses in Sac City are very popular. Whether it is a villa on the outer ring or a small high-rise building on the inner ring road, as long as Sac City is released, it is almost sold out. Even the houses in Sac Mansion, which cost hundreds of millions, are almost sold out. However, all the money earned was spent by Jiang Chen. There is no way. The investment is too large. Jiang Chen has built 11 towns of different sizes in the eastern part of the future city. The construction of each town has invested at least 10 billion. This is just the investment in building houses. For example, the digital town and the glass town need to recruit workers and acquire domestic brands, and the total investment is tens of billions. Therefore, no matter how much money Sac City makes, it can't afford to spend it like this. However, fortunately, no one bought the villa opposite the Poppy Valley, because this place is really not worth it. First of all, its location is very remote. It is at the entrance of the Death Desert. When the winter storm comes, it will be the first to be overturned. Secondly, there are scenic spots around here, but I haven't seen any shadows of scenic spots for more than a year. And the unopened scenic spots are all confidential, so they all think Jiang Chen is fooling people. Secondly, the price is too expensive. 50,000 per square meter, and it's so remote. We are not idiots. Speaking of buying a villa and getting 70% of the money, Jiang Chen instantly became interested. Okay, I'll help you sell the house later. I'll help you sell all those hundreds of houses this weekend. Jiang Chen plans to start live broadcasting on Saturday, that is, 3 days later, because there will be a lot of people at that time. Then it's just right to sell the house. By the way, time passed quickly, and it was noon in a blink of an eye. The sun was very warm at noon. ZHU Sheogsun wanted to invite Jiang Chen to the nearby Poppy Town Hotel for dinner. Anyway, Jiang Chen's meal money can be reimbursed on the spot at the hotel. However, Jiang Chen refused. He planned to eat something casually on the street in front of the Poppy Valley. Then he would take advantage of the afternoon to tinker with the scenic spot. After all, now that he has the ability to plant high-rise buildings, he can take this opportunity to make a killing from Sac City. After all, Sac City is now on the right track step by step. After killing it this time, it will not be easy to make money from Sac City next time. Let's go. There's a noodle shop over there. Let's go have a bowl of noodles. Jiang Chen said as he walked towards a noodle shop that was open not far away. As soon as he walked to the door of the noodle shop, Jiang Chen found that the noodle shop was already full of people. On this street, the business of other restaurants was very bleak, but this noodle shop was extremely popular. I'm going. Laokin Noodle Shop. Jiang Chen looked up at the sign. He was wondering who could make noodles so popular, more popular than his father-in-law. When he looked up, Jiang Chen was directly depressed. He really didn't expect that Laokin Noodle Shop would even be set up in such a remote street. It seems that his mother-in-law is really not simple. This look is definitely good. Yes, it's Laokin Noodle Shop. Uncle Kin's business is getting better and better now. He has opened more than 100 branches in Sac City, and this store is considered small. After ZHU Sheogsun finished speaking, the two walked directly into the store. Fortunately, the owner of the store knew ZHU Sheogsun, so the noodle shop hurriedly prepared a single room for them. 2 bowls of noodles and a few side dishes. Since they were not allowed to drink when driving, the two chatted and enjoyed the meal. Before leaving, the boss saw Jiang Chen coming, so he waived the bill and gave Jiang Chen a box of beer. Jiang Chen did not refuse. After all, he had to work late tonight. Boss, do you have water? Bring me a hot bottle. I need it for my medicine. Yes, here you go. Mayor ZHU, take care. After leaving Laokin Noodle House, ZHU Sheogsun took out a bottle of medicine from his pocket, opened it, took out 2 pills, and drank them directly with a mouthful of water. What's wrong? Are you sick? Walking on the street, it was noon, and there were few people. This street was crowded only at night, and people went to see the apricot blossoms during the day. Nothing. Dysentery. I came home late yesterday, and the child's mother was asleep. I didn't want to disturb her, so I cooked a dish myself. You said that with our skills, the meat was not cooked well, and I had a stomach ache. I took some medicine in the morning. Maybe it was food poisoning, but I was busy with the movie meeting, so I delayed it until now. People must not delay when they are sick. I had a little stomach ache, and I delayed it for a whole morning, and I got dysentery directly. Fortunately, I got some medicine from the Poppy Pharmaceutical Factory on the way. This dysentery medicine produced by our Poppy Pharmaceutical Factory is very effective. Brother Jiang, you should prepare some later. Speaking of Poppy Pharmaceuticals, Jiang Chen suddenly remembered several pharmaceutical factories outside the valley. These pharmaceutical factories looked so deserted. Okay, I'll prepare some later. By the way, ZHU, our Poppy Pharmaceutical Factory received a batch of poppies last year. Is the production not good? Why is there no medicine truck in front of the pharmaceutical factory? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhu Xiaoxuan inside in the warm sunshine. The production is good. We have set up a poppy pharmaceutical factory. The pharmaceutical factory has now launched several medicines, including dysentery tablets for treating dysentery, cough medicine for treating chronic cough, and Jiang Chen pills for treating spermatorrhea and spermatorrhea caused by kidney deficiency. Of course, there are also analgesic tablets. This medicine can relieve various pains in the chest, abdomen, muscles, and bones. The effect is really amazing. After Zhu Xiaoxuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Although these medicines are few in variety, they treat the most common diseases of humans. The market is huge. Therefore, once they are produced, they will definitely be very popular. Yes, I'll prepare some later. Zhu, why does the factory look so deserted? We have a lot of poppies in Poppy Valley, which must be enough for your pharmaceutical factory to process for a year. It is enough for a year of production, but the medicine is not easy to sell. The few types of medicine we produce cannot get approval numbers in China and cannot enter the domestic market at all. Therefore, now only the people in our Sac City take this medicine. Last time, a patient from the mainland came to the second affiliated hospital of Sac City University to see a doctor for his lungs. He had a persistent cough. The doctor prescribed him cough medicine from Poppy Pharmaceuticals, and he got better within 2 days of taking it. When he left, he was given a few days worth of medicine to take with him. As a result, he was seized as soon as he arrived in the special zone, and the patient was arrested for selling poppies. If it weren't for the certificate issued by our hospital, he would have been detained. Has the person been released? He was released, but the medicine was confiscated. Later, he stayed in a chain hotel in Sac City for half a month, and returned to China after he recovered. After Zhu Xiaoxuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought about it, and realized that this was not a good thing to do. These drugs are so effective, they benefit the people, and we can't let them be stuck like this. I'll call Shangjing to resolve this matter later. Do our drugs have any side effects? No side effects. We have used them in Sac City clinics for a year, and there have been no side effects such as drug dependence and addiction. I think they are unwilling to accept these drugs, because they are extracted from opium poppies. Chapter 642, My IQ was cheesed. If we can sell these drugs from Poppy Pharmaceuticals in China, we can sell as much as we produce every year. So, Jiang Chen was concerned about it. Leave the medicine to me. Do you have any other questions? I'll solve them together when I call you later. Jiang Chen has made great contributions to China. If someone messes with him behind his back, Jiang Chen will not agree. Yes, I just had a meeting with the people from the film company this morning. Now the movies they make can only be shown in the Sac City cinema. There are only so many people in Sac City, so they can't make much money at all. Many companies wanted to file for bankruptcy at the meeting today, but I didn't agree. Once they go bankrupt, all the money they loaned us will be wasted. So, can Brother Jiang report to the leaders in Beijing to see if our movie can be shown in China? After Zhu Xiaoxuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Movies are also the focus of Jiang Chen's investment, so he must help with this favor. No problem, leave the movie to me as well. In the afternoon, Zhu Xiaoxuan had a few meetings waiting for him, so not long after finishing his meal, Zhu Xiaoxuan said goodbye to Jiang Chen. After Zhu Xiaoxuan left, Jiang Chen drove directly to the Poppy Valley. When he arrived at the Poppy Valley, the flowers in the flower drum were already blooming all over the mountains. Let's call Secretary Fang in Shangjing first, Jiang Chen said, and dialed the number of his old leader's secretary. After the call was connected, before Jiang Chen could say anything, Secretary Fang started talking hurriedly on the phone. Zhao Jiang, you called at a really good time. I was just about to call you. Zhao Jiang, you're in trouble. Uncle Fang, what's wrong? Is there anything wrong in Shangjing? We don't have any problems here, but you're in trouble. Our intelligence department just intercepted a message from Hancheo country. The Chaebols in Hancheo country have been offended by you. Now the Hancheo government wants to deal with you. You have to be careful. In Hancheo country, you have offended the Xingxing group and the Deir group. Such big financial groups, which is equivalent to offending the Hancheo government. because those government heads are all supported by these consortiums. If you dare to provoke their bosses behind the scenes, how can you have an easy life? I'm not afraid of this. You kid are not afraid, but you are making things difficult for us. The government of Hancheo has protested to us more than a dozen times. They asked us to cut off contact with you, withdraw the people from your country, and impose economic sanctions on you. Moreover, Hancheo will soon issue a document prohibiting all products of Sac City from being sold in Hancheo. This is to block it. After Secretary Fang finished speaking, Jiang Chen laughed. I believe that our China will definitely not listen to him. We are not his dogs. Whatever he says is the truth. In addition, he doesn't need to sanction me. All my companies in their country have been withdrawn by themselves. Not only that, I'm also afraid that all the employees of Hancheo will be fired. What I sell in Hancheo are mainly some cheap drugs. After I withdraw, what I should really be afraid of are these consortiums. Secretary Fang, you wait and see. It will be strange if someone chooses him in the next term of Cui Chengheo's government. Look at what you said. He is just a tiny country. How can my great China listen to him? We have already settled this matter for you. Whether you do business with him in the future is your business. Also, you invested in Zai Entertainment and SSTV, right? You have to be careful that the Hancheo government will mess with you. Speaking of Zai Entertainment and SSTV, Jiang Chen laughed again. Secretary Fang, the one who invested in Zai Entertainment is Fanghe Entertainment, and the one who invested in SSTV is Mojiang Capital. These two companies are Chinese companies. If they dare to mess with these two companies, I don't care if you can stand it. Jiang Chen had thought of this trick a long time ago, so he invested in Korean entertainment companies, and all of them used Chinese companies as intermediaries. Not only entertainment companies, but also the entire Sahara group is now under the name of China, and these things are not something that Hancheo dares to move. Now it is Sac City that has completely drawn a line with China. Sac City only has a subordinate pharmaceutical company, so Jiang Chen is not afraid of sanctions from Hancheo. Okay, I can't argue with you, but the consortiums in the cold tide country are not easy to provoke. Don't be too ruthless, otherwise it will be difficult for both sides. By the way, this year is the winter storm year again, and the leaders are particularly concerned about this matter. Whether China will become a desert or not, the eyes of the whole country are watching. So, the leaders asked you to do everything you can to keep our newly established special zone. Secretary Fang, please let the leaders rest assured. With me in the special zone, it will definitely be intact. I'm in some trouble now, and I'm very short of money. Can the leaders help me solve it? The leaders of Shangjing knew that Jiang Chen had built so many houses in Sac City, and Jiang Chen sold them at such a cheap price. Shangjing also knew it. In the eyes of the leaders of Shangjing, Jiang Chen did this just to attract more people, to maintain his position in the desert. So the leaders of Shangjing just regarded it as a joke. But in order to express a little dissatisfaction and punishment for Jiang Chen, the leaders specifically instructed that when Jiang Chen sold the house and lost money, he must not lend him money. Let him hand over the seed technology. So when Secretary Fang heard that Jiang Chen needed money, a smile appeared on his face. It turned out that the leader was the most forward-looking. Hey, we don't have money now. You said that after the last winter storm, we spent a lot of money to rebuild the Northwest. The development of the special zone also needs money, so don't ask for a loan. The leader has already said that you have to find a way to get money yourself. But if you really need money, I happen to know a research institute that wants to buy some seeds for research. You can try it. Seed Research Institute? I have one myself. I need money now, but I won't ask you to borrow it. I want to ask you, why can't the movies produced by Sac City be shown in domestic theaters? Also, why can't several drugs produced by Poppy Pharmaceuticals be sold in China? I hope Secretary Fang can help me ask. By the way, if my movies can't be shown in China, my drugs are not allowed to be sold in China, and my own scenic area can't withstand any storms. At that time, I will definitely flatten all the green land between the special zone and the northern large scenic area and plant them in the south of Sac City. After all, I have to protect my investment at any time before I can find a way to help you block the desert in the special zone. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fang Mi said that he felt that his IQ was being mocked by Jiang Chen. Chapter 643, Losing the Wife and Running Errands. Secretary Fang had wanted to take advantage of the fact that Sac City was selling houses at low prices and the city was short of money to ask Jiang Chen for seeds. Now, he didn't get the seeds, and he probably had to risk his reputation to go to the film administration and the drug administration to help Jiang Chen run errands. I don't know about the movie, and I don't know about your pharmaceutical industry, but the leader said that the oasis and the special zone must not be moved. This year we will use practical actions to tell the whole world that our Chinese country has the ability to block this great desert that is extinct the world. So the oasis in front of the special zone must not be moved under any circumstances. Don't worry, I won't move, but I require that our Sac City movies must be shown in theaters everywhere. In addition, those drugs from Poppy Pharmaceutical must be approved for me. If the leader can help me with these two things, I promise to protect the special zone and 10 County from being harmed by the desert this year. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Secretary Fang could only sigh and said that he would ask for Jiang Chen. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen knew that the matter must have been resolved. So it's time to make some money before it gets dark. Jiang Chen's way of making money is very simple. The only piece of land that has not been officially handed over to the Sac City government is the Poppy Valley. So Jiang Chen plans to dig up a patch of poppies at the end of the Poppy Valley, near the inner side of the Outer Ring Road, and then plant a residential building of 20 to 30 or 40 to 50 stories high. Then he will sell these residential buildings together with the villas on the other side of the road. With this sale, Jiang Chen's pocket will definitely be bulging. Start working, Jiang Chen said, and drove along the avenue in the middle of the Silver Collarbone until he reached the side of the Outer Ring Road. On the inner side of the Outer Ring Road, there happened to be an open space that would be greened. Originally, there was a green belt from here to the middle of the flower drum, and then a separation wall was added. But Jiang Chen will not do that now. The area of the valley here is not small. From the valley to the road, leave a 3-meter space for greening. Then from the greening to the valley, at least 5 rows of high-rise buildings can be planted. The entrance of this valley is relatively narrow, and even if it is narrow, it is 3 miles away. There is no problem planting 100 buildings in 3 miles. 100 buildings. One building is 20 stories high, which is 1,000 stories. There are 6 households on each floor, which is 6,000 households. One household is 120 square meters, and the minimum price is 20,000 per square meter. After all, it is a landscape house, there is no problem. Then one household is 2.4 million. 6,000 households are 14.4 billion. After deducting the cost of 10 billion, the net profit is 4.4 billion. This business is worthwhile, Jiang Chen said as he selected a place and started planting directly. This kind of house on the edge of the desert can only be built 20 stories high. It won't work if it is higher. It will be dangerous if the wind and sand blow. One-click planting. After 100 high-rise buildings were built in a staggered manner, Jiang Chen thought about it. There will be more than 6,000 households living here. Even if there are 5 people in each household, there will be 30,000 people. 30,000 people need shops for food and drink, and this is the Outer Ring Road. If this scenic spot is particularly popular, then the gate inside the valley will definitely be congested. If I open another gate here and build a commercial street, even if there are no tourists, it will be enough to serve these residents. What a good idea, Jiang Chen said, and opened a gate in the high-rise community. Jiang Chen originally left this road. After all, it was prepared for these people to go in and play. Now it is just right to be used as a formal gate, and then 2 rows of 7-story shopping streets are planted on both sides of the road. At the end of the shopping street, on both sides of the gate, you can overlook half of the valley. With such a precious land, Jiang Chen can just build 2 40-story super hotels. This hotel is definitely the most awesome 6-star hotel in the entire Sac City. The shopping street is 1 mile long, with 2 rows of 7-story buildings. If we mortgage one building and the storefront to the housing management committee at a price of 5 million, we can get 200 million in cash from this street. The other 2 super buildings are 40 stories high, and each one will earn 500 million from the Sahara Hotel Management Group. 2 buildings will earn 1 billion, and after deducting the cost of 200 million, it will be 800 million. This street and the hotel will earn 1 billion. Jiang Chen was already very happy when he said this, and he started construction after borrowing more than 10 billion from the system with his mobile phone. The construction lasted until late at night, and when Jiang Chen finished building the last oasis late at night, the more than 11 billion loan was also spent. After spending all the money, Jiang Chen thought about it and realized that tourists always took a detour from the Sahara scenic area, which not only increased the pressure on the Sahara scenic area, but also wasted too much time. Therefore, in order to better develop Sac City, we have to borrow another 2 billion to build a highway directly to the special zone. So when there was no one around at night, Jiang Chen borrowed money from the system and headed straight to the northwest border of Sac City. When he got to the border, Jiang Chen directly built a road with 10 lanes going back and forth all the way to the border of the special zone. Jiang Chen named this road Highway number 4. After the road was built, the weather was almost cold. Jiang Chen was now desperate. The interest on the more than 13 billion he borrowed was over a million every day. If he didn't make back the money in the next few days, he would lose a lot. In the early morning, Jiang Chen, who had been busy all day and night, ate something and drank a bottle of beer, then fell asleep in the car. Because he was too tired, Jiang Chen slept very deeply. When Jiang Chen woke up, it was already dark. Jiang Chen rubbed his rumbling stomach, grabbed a handful of peanuts from the side, opened a bottle of beer, and ate them on the roadside. Next time, I have to ask the home appliance group to research a solar frying pan for me. This way, when I'm out farming, I can directly fry something hot to eat when I'm hungry. How delicious it would be. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen took out his mobile phone and decided to call the R&D department of the home appliance group. After opening his phone, Jiang Chen was shocked by more than 20 missed calls. Oh my god. It's Secretary Fang's call. Why am I sleeping so soundly? Eating is a small matter, but Secretary Fang's call is a big deal. Jiang Chen looked at the time. It was 9 o'clock in the evening. It was estimated that Secretary Fang was still awake at this time, so Jiang Chen decisively called Secretary Fang. "Zhao Jiang, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you answer so many calls?" "I slept too soundly, Secretary Fang. How is the matter going?" Jiang Chen peeled another banana and started eating it. If he didn't replenish his energy now, he really couldn't bear it. "The movie matter has been approved for you, but when the time comes, the number of screenings scheduled for you in the theater will have nothing to do with us. Don't call me about this when the time comes." "That's great. By the way, what about the medicine matter?" "The medicine matter has been reported. After the leader's research, the leader asked you to send a batch of medicine to the Special Zone Drug Supervision and Administration Bureau first. After the Special Zone Drug Supervision and Administration Bureau inspects it, if there are really no side effects and the efficacy is good, we will approve it for you then." Chapter 644. You reminded me. Seeing that Secretary Fang had helped him with the movie and medicine, Jiang Chen was so excited. He wanted to run over and give Secretary Fang a few million to express his gratitude. But, would Secretary Fang take his money? Definitely not. After all, he is a good carder of the people. "Thank you, Secretary Fang. Secretary Fang, please tell the leader that I have helped you block the desert. By the way, the new province called. It said that, if you plan to build a city and sell houses in the green space between the Sahara scenic area and the special zone, your house price must be the same as the special zone." The leader also ordered this matter. "You can make trouble in Sac City. You can't make trouble again this time. If you try to steal our house again, we will not be polite to you." Of course. Wait, when did I say that I would build a city between the special zone and the scenic area? Hey, why didn't I think of it? I'm so short of money. Why don't I build a city there? Jiang Chen slapped his head. He really didn't expect this. You know, from the Bermuda Oasis scenic area to the border, it is a distance of 100 or 200 miles, and it is no problem to build a big city in the middle. What? You are not going to build it? Built? Why not? After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen stretched his body. Forget about tonight. After the live broadcast the day after tomorrow, he will start to build. He must make a lot of money before autumn at least, and then continue to build his future city. After a sleepless night, 2 days later, in the early morning, in the Poppy Valley of Sac City, Jiang Chen started the live broadcast on time. At this moment, the sky was just dawn, and the number of people waiting in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room had reached more than 7 million. There is no way. The top anchors are so cool. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. Thank you for watching my live broadcast. Today I will take you to enjoy the most beautiful scenic spot. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his live broadcast room was soon filled with barrages. Thunderbolt, hello, anchor. I haven't broadcasted for a long time. I'm very relieved to see that the anchor is safe. QIU Kanran, anchor, I heard that you killed Park Ranayang, the artist director of Han Cheo country. Oh no, Park Zayang, is this true? You are such a man. If it were me, I would do the same. Polar bear, it's such a relief that guy died. Damn. He ruined so many female stars, and now his whole family is blown up. It's such a relief to die. Don't give up. By the way, do you know? Zeit Entertainment is having a miserable time now. Many artists of Zeit have been banned by SSTV, so many people have changed jobs. Not only that, at least a dozen people have come forward to criticize Jin Chang-heo, the president of Zeit Entertainment. Jin Chang-heo once ordered more than a dozen female artists under his company to entertain themselves in one night, and even sent one of them to the hospital. The surveillance of the hospital has been circulated. Xiaoi reporter, yes, many artists who were driven crazy by Jin Chang-heo have come forward to sue Jin Chang-heo. Zeit, the #1 artist of Han Cheo country entertainment, can no longer keep his position. Cold wave gossip, now all the top artists of Zeit have run away, and many of the executives are afraid of being implicated, so they resigned. I heard that Jin Chang-heo has been assassinated several times, and his bounty has reached 10 million. Apple News, Jin Chang-heo has left the country of cold wave, and fled to the United States for refuge. Yesterday, his villa in the United States was blown up by a black man. Fortunately, Jin Chang-heo was not there, otherwise he would have died quietly. Mike, Jin Chang-heo ran away, but his mother, wife, and son were all in the house, and they were all killed in the explosion. His wife and children are dead, and the company is going to go bankrupt. What's the point of living? Ahem. I don't want to say much about the cold tide country. I believe in justice. Even if the cold tide country government does nothing, I believe that God will never let every bad guy go. Okay, now I will take you to see my new scenic spot. I believe that everyone has seen the promotional posters of Poppy Valley in domestic travel agencies. Today I will take you to experience it for real. If you think it's good, you must remember to sign up for a tour. Jiang Chen walked into the Flower Valley after he finished speaking. As soon as he entered the Flower Valley, the originally noisy live broadcast room instantly became quiet. At this moment, in front of everyone, there is a blue sky and white clouds, and under the blue sky and white clouds are bright red poppy flowers. The red flowers that appear in the layers of green are like the most beautiful bride in the world. I'm afraid no one will not be impressed by it, especially in the valley, where the sun has just risen. The smoke has not completely dissipated. Pieces of red or white flowers on the plains and hillsides. Each one is so charming, and each one is so eye-catching. Fuchs or Fang, it's so beautiful. Poppies are called the angels among the devils. They have the appearance of an angel and the harm of a devil. It is indeed worthy of their reputation. Pineapple, what I fear most is the large area of poppies. They are too beautiful, too charming, and so charming, that people are fascinated. Dark Angel, isn't it illegal to plant such a large area of poppies? Big Head Doll, yes, isn't it illegal? Also, this place is beautiful, but it is wrong to promote it so openly. Weird, doesn't the government care? How many drugs will be produced to harm society? Some people admire the beauty of the Sea of Poppies as a fairyland on earth. At this moment, standing in the sea of blood-red poppies under the golden sunlight, Jiang Chen also felt that this was not like the world on earth. Everything has a good and bad side. If you look at it with the heart of an evil person, it is evil. If you look at it with the eyes of a good person, it is a beautiful angel. Not only that, it is also a good medicine. So, put down the evil thoughts in your heart, and you can appreciate its beauty. Once again, I want to tell all the viewers that our Poppy Valley is not illegal. Our scenic spot is also approved, and I want to tell you one thing, our poppies will not be used to make drugs. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his live broadcast room was soon filled with barrages again. So for a Japonica memory, you don't make drugs, you make medicine. How funny. Fatty brother, broadcaster, you should surrender quickly. Originally, we all regarded you as a hero, but I think you are crazy about making money. You are making so many poppies. How many families do you want to harm? Bahang, that's right, resolutely resist drugs. Boycott the broadcaster. After a group of fans finished speaking, Jiang Chen had already taken out several kinds of medicine from his arms and placed them in front of the camera. You are right. The first reason I plant them is to let everyone appreciate the beauty of the flowers, and the second is to let them benefit mankind. Caterpillar, what is this? Poison? I have never heard that poppies can benefit mankind. Brother, hey, it doesn't matter if you don't appreciate this beauty. A group of people were yelling and cursing, but Jiang Chen was not angry. All this was within his expectations. Let me introduce it to you first. This bottle of medicine is called painkillers. It is specially used to treat various pains, and the effect is very good. In addition, this box is called cough medicine. Those who have bad lungs and can't stop coughing, you can try it. If it doesn't work, it's free. In addition, there are medicines for treating prolapse, kidney deficiency and dysentery, all of which are extracted from these poppies. Chapter 645, Godlike Cough Medicine. Speaking of the effect of cough medicine, many people in the live broadcast room responded quickly. Jiang Chen that, I have taken cough medicine, and the effect is really good. Kung Fu Puppy, yes, I went to Sac City on a business trip last month, and I had a severe cough, an old problem. The manager there gave me a bottle of this medicine, and the effect is very good, but it was confiscated in the special administrative region. House love, oh my god, these medicines are all the medicines we usually use. Let you beat the dragon. If you say it is extracted, it is extracted. How can you prove it? China Hagio, will the poppies here be leaked? After a group of people finished talking, Jiang Chen saw that if he didn't take them to the pharmaceutical factory to have a look, they would not watch the live broadcast honestly. So Jiang Chen took the medicine and went straight out of the Poppy Valley. Fortunately, the pharmaceutical factory was not far from the entrance of the Poppy Valley. Jiang Chen drove to the gate of Poppy Pharmaceutical in a few minutes. The gatekeepers at the gate of Poppy Pharmaceutical were all members of the Sahara Legion. They held steel guns and looked heroic. Today I will take you to the Poppy Pharmaceutical Company to have a look, and you will know how much you trust my Poppy, Jiang Chen said, and took everyone directly into the pharmaceutical factory. After entering the pharmaceutical factory, everyone was amazed. Kitty, there is a guard every 100 steps, and there are circles of electric grids on the wall. This anti-counterfeiting is good. Aries, hurry up, it is indeed very clean. Other pharmaceutical factories are not so clean. As soon as you enter the gate, the most conspicuous place of the gate reads the company agreement. All personnel are not allowed to carry Poppy out of the company privately, and they will be executed if they are found. All employees in our place must undergo a full body check when entering and leaving the company. So what we can guarantee is that all factors will never be left on the market. After speaking, King Chen took everyone to visit the Poppy storage workshop of the pharmaceutical factory. There was a team of nearly a squad at the entrance of the Poppy storage workshop. In addition, there were 2 tanks and an armored vehicle parked in the middle of the pharmaceutical factory. If ordinary people want to come here to cause trouble with such equipment, they will definitely die. As you can see, our pharmaceutical factory only produces medicines, and all these medicines are circulated in Sac City. In addition, I want to tell you one more thing. Starting today, these medicines produced by Poppy Pharmaceuticals will be fully stationed in Sahara Pharmacy in China. In the future, you will be able to buy these medicines in every Sahara Pharmacy in your city. Those patients with symptoms such as long-term cough and dysentery can try it. The Sahara Pharmacy that Jiang Chen mentioned is a comprehensive pharmacy under the Sahara Pharmaceutical Group. All the medicines of Sahara Pharmaceutical are sold through Sahara Pharmacy. Rabbit loves carrots. That's great. I just have diarrhea. I will go to the pharmacy to buy some and try it. Song of youth. My grandfather just has asthma. I want to try it too. Sure enough, there are countless people suffering from asthma, dysentery and various pains in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room. If this kind of medicine can open up the market in China, then the annual income of Sahara pharmacy will be countless. Okay, after seeing the poppy pharmaceuticals, let's continue to visit the Poppy Valley. After solving the purpose of using poppies, when a group of people come to appreciate poppies again, they will feel that they are just the most beautiful angel in the world, and no longer a symbol of sin. The area of poppy fruits here is also very large, nearly 500 square kilometers, and the silver flowers here are divided into several varieties. Everyone, take a look. This one is a poppy as red as blood, and on that hillside is a piece of white poppy with red. Oh, everyone, take a look. This slope is another piece of red and white poppy. Almost the entire Poppy Valley is different, which will not make people visually tired. After introducing the Poppy Valley to everyone in the morning, he did not forget the opportunity to shoot live broadcasts outdoors in the villa on Poppy Hill. Seeing the glass villa built on the hillside, standing in the open air, the balcony can see the spectacular view of the entire hillside, and the fans became even more excited. Kitten fishing. It's really beautiful. Is this villa rented out? Fencing Jiang. In fact, the Sea of Flowers is not only beautiful during the day, but also in the morning, when the sun just comes out, and the valley just lights up. When the mist has not yet dissipated, it is really like a fairyland. So I recommend that you live in the valley, so that you can see the fairyland in the morning and the Sea of Poppies in the evening, when the golden sun sets. Of course, there is also the night, quietly listening to the sound of the wind blowing through the Sea of Poppies at night, quietly admiring the flowers blooming gloriously under the moonlight. It is really beautiful just to think about it. Fencing Jiang finished speaking. Jiang Chen gave him a thumbs up. That's right, the beauty of poppies is not just in the daytime. Those who really want to enjoy the scenery and want to put their whole body and mind into the valley need time to taste it quietly. Today I will let everyone enjoy the charm of poppies all day long. Jiang Chen said this and led everyone to appreciate the spectacular sea of cherry blossoms on the hillside in the valley. When it was noon, Jiang Chen recommended the special snacks at the entrance of the valley to everyone. In the afternoon, Jiang Chen entered the valley again. This time Jiang Chen led everyone to walk into every villa in the valley to appreciate the beauty of the valley from all heights. This was just an advertisement for these villas. When it was dusk, the highlight came. In the golden sunset in the dusk, a patch of red poppies near the western hillside had layers of golden edges under the sunset. The sunset itself is somewhat sad and beautiful, and so are these flowers. So the combination of these two things, and such an evening, can resonate with tourists even more. Watching the sea of poppies on the hillside at dusk is definitely the most beautiful moment in your life, Jiang Chen said, and he leaned quietly on the railing to watch the sun set over the sea of flowers. When the night fell, a round moon hung in the sky. In the night, Jiang Chen came to the poppy lake in the sea of poppies. The poppy lake at night seemed to be a gem hidden in the red world, and it was also like a mirror, reflecting the moon in the sky. Jiang Chen sat quietly on the chair by the lake, with swaying flowers behind him, and the clear lake in front of him. He could hear the sound of the wind blowing across the lake when he closed his eyes. Cheyenne Hagio, it's a paradise on earth. This artistic conception is like an ancient hermit. Kung Fu Kitten, sure enough, you win, host. Only you can bring this godlike place. Dayu saves dogs, host. How much is the ticket to Poppy Valley? I want to experience it myself. Big boss, slow down. How much is it for one night? How much is a villa like this by the lake for one night? Chapter 646. Just take crazy screenshots. A group of tourists asked about the tickets, and Jiang Chen smiled. It must be said that he succeeded. The tickets to Poppy Valley are very cheap. The whole scenic area is charged once, and the ticket price is 200 yuan. In addition, there are wooden villas for taking photos in the scenic area, but most of them are hotels, where you can't take photos. The prices of these hotels vary. For example, the Villa Hotel by the lake rents out the whole villa for 50,000 yuan a night. For villas on the mountainside, one night is 30,000 to 60,000 yuan, and the villa on the top of the mountain starts at 100,000 yuan a night. Of course, the small high-rise accommodation buildings in the middle of the valley are cheaper, starting at 1,200 yuan a night for a room. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he quickly persuaded a group of people to leave. Don't give up. 100,000. Okay, I can't afford it. Sky blue. 100,000. I think it's okay. A villa on the top of the mountain. You can watch the sunrise and sunset of the sea of flowers. At night, you can also hear the sound of the wind blowing over the top of the mountain. This feeling of returning to yourself is really not something that money can buy. Big fish. These are all limited edition hotels, probably 100,000 a night, and many people won't be able to stay there by then. Most of the people who can travel to Sac City now are rich people, and what rich people want is to enjoy. Where is Wyoming? Is there a cheaper place to stay? Is there a place suitable for poor students like us to stay? Speaking of cheap houses, Jiang Chen nodded. This valley is naturally prepared for those rich people, but Jiang Chen will definitely prepare for others. Yes, there is a Sac City chain hotel on the street in front of Poppy Valley. Chain hotels are relatively cheap, and a standard room costs 200 yuan a night. In addition, we are also preparing 2 6-star hotels at the end of the Flower Valley near the Outer Ring Road. The hotel is 40 stories high, and you can overlook the desert and Poppy Valley from the hotel. However, the price of a 6-star hotel is relatively expensive, and the cheapest standard room starts at 1,000 yuan. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the barrage on his screen did not stop. Pineapple. The accommodation of chain hotels is acceptable, but the 6-star hotel is too expensive. Feng Xiang Yijiu. I guess it must be cheap in the off-season. Hello Wyoming. This kind of 6-star hotel is not cheap even in the off-season. After all, you can still see the desert on a single machine. During the off-season, the hotel does not offer discounts, because these are the 2 tallest hotels in Sac City, so they are usually prepared for business people. However, during the off-season, the villas in Poppy Valley are cheaper. After the poppies are harvested, Poppy Valley will also plant some other flowers, and everyone can still come to stay. A hillside villa may only cost 3 or 4,000 yuan a night. Jiang Chen calculated that after the poppies are harvested, they will plant some other flower and grass seeds in the valley. By then, the flower and grass seeds can be developed in autumn, and a wave of tourist accommodation can be organized. When they heard that the villas that cost 40,000 or 50,000 yuan in the off-season only cost 3 or 4,000, many people became interested. Fairy son-in-law, then when I go to Sahara scenic area to play in the off-season, I will turn here at night to enjoy a night. In the early morning, before dawn, Jiang Chen got up early and started a new live broadcast. He promised his fans to broadcast the sunrise of Poppy Valley to everyone. This time, Jiang Chen stood on the roof of the 40-story Flower Valley International Hotel. On the roof, the desert wind was a bit strong, but the wind and sand could not blow into the scenic area. Jiang Chen looked at his live broadcast room. It was the weekend, and there were already more than 20 million people waiting to watch the sunrise in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room. Thank you all for getting up so early to watch the sunrise with me. Well, everyone, look, the east is already white. Once the darkness before dawn dissipates, the sky will be bright. Jiang Chen said, looking at the distant east. At the end of the desert, a colorful cloud soon appeared. After the cloud appeared, the half-dark sky soon became bright, and then a round sun suddenly jumped out of the clouds. After the sun came out, the feeling of the glow passing through the clouds and instantly falling on the earth was really spectacular. Fengaihu Tangzhao, 666. I haven't seen the sunrise for a long time. Well, now the sky is always gray, and it's not easy to see the sunrise. Zio Zao playing the guitar. It's so exciting. Look, the desert under the sun, how desolate. Oh no, how spectacular. Kung Fu Monkey, Anchor, there are so many sunrises in the desert every day. Brother, come to indulge. Let's take a look at the valley quickly. After Jiang Chen showed everyone the valley in the distance, he immediately led everyone to the Poppy Valley. In the early morning sun, the blooming poppies in the Poppy Valley were floating on the hillside like waves. From a distance, the flowers really looked like a huge carpet of flowers in nature. This is the Poppy Valley in the morning, Jiang Chen said, and then he pointed the camera at the valley in the distance. Many people were no longer in the mood to see how beautiful the world and the camera was. At this moment, they were just busy taking screenshots. Chuyi, it looks good. I really want to live here, like a fairy tale. Bahang, yes, this is the home that humans should have. However, now that the desert is raging, the world has entered doomsday mode. This kind of scenery can only be seen in paintings. Optimus Prime, it's really hard not to live a long life, to be able to live here, breathe the fresh air, drink the pure water of the Poppy Lake, and enjoy such a beautiful scenery. Speaking of living, Jiang Chen instantly turned the camera to the elevator high-rise buildings in the distance. Jiang Chen got up so early. Do you really think he did it for the 3 or 4 million in tips from fans that day? No. Absolutely not. You can choose to live here. Those who watched my live broadcast today, you are lucky. All the houses in Sac City that can be sold have been sold. However, I'm going to sell all the houses I have reserved for the executives of Sahara Group. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he live-streamed the 100 high-rise buildings in front of him on the rooftop. Looking at the integrated town with high-rise buildings, many people were shocked. Little brother, oh my god, when can such a 20-story elevator house be built in the desert? Is the technology up to standard? Bear King, is this still a desert? Lee Gowden, Anchor, there is no elevator house in the whole Sac City. This is the only one. Crazy Arsan, how much per square meter? What are the conditions? Little secret, it must be sky high. A group of people discussed the price of the house, and Jiang Chen hurriedly introduced it to everyone. The price is definitely not cheap, because the houses here are reserved by me for the executives of our group. Due to many reasons, the plan for the executives to move in was cancelled, so they are sold. However, even so, our price is still not high. I dare to guarantee that even the special administrative region cannot build such a high elevator house. Speaking of price, it is definitely not comparable to the special administrative region. Spark, just tell me how much it is. Stop talking nonsense. Black Cat Sheriff, that's right. Tell me the price quickly. I'll give you 500 yuan. You talk too much nonsense. Chapter 647. What we want is modernization. A group of people were clamoring for Jiang Chen to tell them the price. Jiang Chen was not a talkative person, so he responded directly in the live broadcast room. The price of the elevator villas varies according to the number of floors. These buildings are all 20 floors high. The lowest floor is 20,000 yuan per square meter. For each additional floor, it is 2,000 yuan more per square meter. For the rest, you can calculate it yourself. It's the same for elevator villas. The higher the floor, the more expensive it is. Little master, add 2,000 yuan for each additional floor, and the top floor is 60,000 yuan per square meter. My goodness, I really can't afford it without money. Little panda. 20,000 yuan per square meter is very cheap. The houses in our county are all this price, and they are not as beautiful as here. Big Hook, how many square meters are there in one set? 120 square meters. Our houses in Sac City are not like those in China. There are public areas in China, but we don't. Our 120 square meters is a real 120 square meters. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and then he hurriedly added, by the way, there are a total of 12,000 of these houses. If you want one, apply for it quickly. We have relaxed the conditions this time. As long as you can pay the full amount, you can directly apply for residence. Little master, 120 square meters. The minimum is 2.4 million, and the maximum is 7.2 million. There are too many things that can be consumed in China. Chimpanzee, hurry up and place an order. By the way, I seem to remember that there are villas here. Leodabuzaro, I went to see the villas there last time. At that time, the scenic area was not open, and there were not so many high-rise buildings, so it seems that not many were sold. Speaking of villas, Jiang Chen also hurriedly followed to promote them. After all, he and ZHU Sheogsun agreed that if the villas here were sold, he would get 70% of the house price. There are villas, but there are only 321 left. Well, everyone is watching the live broadcast with me so early today. How about this? I will also be off the air later. Let's just draw a prize. I will draw 30,000 coupons directly. If you use these coupons to buy a house, the elevator villa can be discounted up to 5,000 yuan per square meter. The maximum discount for the small villa is 10,000 yuan per square meter. These are the last houses in Sac City. If you want to settle down in a super rich city like Sac City, this is the last chance. The Riemann. There are more than 10,000 tickets to the last Noah's Ark of Doomsday. Everyone hurry up and grab them. Xiaoxi Kingsh, I'm going to sell the house in Washi to come here. Give me a coupon. While everyone was discussing, Jiang Chen sent a text message to Leoza and introduced it again. I'll tell you another good news. The highway from Sac City to the special zone has been completed and will be open to the public within a week. In addition, Beijing has approved the renaming of Teng County to Tengnan District of Yimo City, and the province has just approved Yimo South Station. By the end of next year, everyone can take the high-speed rail from all over the country to Yimo South Station. When you arrive at Yimo South Station, you will also arrive in Sac City. Sac City is good in every way, the only bad thing is the traffic. Now that Jiang Chen has built highway number 4, the straight line distance from Sac City to Fangzhen Airport has been shortened. At the same time, in order to develop Teng County, the province removed the original railway station in Teng County and changed it to Yimo South Station, and then built a new station between Teng County and Sac City. With the high-speed rail and railway, this will also help Sac City take off. Little grandma, really? If Sac City has a high-speed rail, it will be really convenient. In the future, when we go to Sac City for medical treatment, we can take the high-speed rail directly. Dancing life, with the high-speed rail and the smooth highway, it will be really convenient to go to Sac City for business trips in the future. Big Tiger, my house is worth buying. My house is on the east outer ring road of Sac City, and the newly built high-speed rail station is very close to me. However, I always drive to the airport when I have something to do. While everyone was discussing, Leo Zia had already replied to Jiang Chen. Brother Jiang, 30,000 potential home buyers have been selected from your live broadcast. These people are highly educated, and most of them have studied abroad. They have not bought a house in China, and have just returned. In addition, most of these people are from Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen and Yangcheng, and their family backgrounds are quite solid. After reading Leo Zia's text message, Jiang Chen directly clicked on the lottery, and then sent coupons of varying amounts to these potential home buyers. After the coupons were sent out, the winners soon excitedly launched a barrage. Crimean Pilgrim, I drew a coupon for a villa with a discount of 10,000 per square meter. It seems that it is time to persuade my father to live in Sac City. Jack Liu, it's so difficult. I also drew a coupon for a villa with a discount of 10,000 per square meter, but my family is preparing to move to the United States. Columbus is ship. My family is also planning to go to Europe, but I think this is God's will. There are more than 50 million fans around the world, and I was chosen by chance. It is indeed God's will. Who looks sweet. It is better not to go to the United States. Now the desertification in the United States is getting more and more serious. I think it will be swallowed up by the desert sooner or later. Song of Youth. Europe is also invaded by the Sahara Desert, so let's come here. Maybe this is really the last oasis for mankind. After a group of people who won the prize posted their comments, Jiang Chen felt happy. If these talents can be lured to Sac City, then these people will be the capital for their own growth. Any place that wants to prosper for a long time cannot do without talents. Yes, the problem of desertification is no longer something that humans can resist. However, the oasis project I created will turn Sac City into the Noah's Ark of mankind. So, if you choose Sac City today, you will be glad for your choice in a few years. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and then he led everyone to get off the super hotel, and then live streamed the supporting facilities here. It is close to the Paradise Scenic area, and it is the only high-rise building in the desert. There are shopping streets, convenient transportation, and 2 6-star hotels. With such great factors gathered together, plus the last limited residents, the number of people who applied in the background exceeded 25 before Jiang Chen finished the live broadcast. At noon, after the live broadcast ended, Jiang Chen went directly to Sacktown. In Sacktown, ZHU Sheogsun and others were already busy like spinning tops. Brother Jiang, the effect of the live broadcast is here. Now each of our houses is owned by at least hundreds of families. Once this batch of villas is sold, we in Sac City will have money to build a light rail train. ZHU Sheogsan is also short of money now, and the supporting facilities of the city need to be further upgraded. He had just built the city's public transportation system, and the people there expressed their willingness to build a light rail train. But if you think about it carefully, a place with a population of nearly 10 million, without a light rail train and a train station, it really seems shabby. What's more, this city is inhabited by rich people. Is Sac City going to build a light rail train? It's in the planning. We have submitted an application. We plan to break through the Kani Valley and build a light rail from Sac City Twin Cities to the Mojiang New District High-Speed Railway Station. In addition, in order to solve the problem of urban congestion, we now advocate that citizens take public transportation. In public transportation, we have created a bus service. In addition, we can't build a subway here, so we are now preparing to build an elevated light rail. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 648, Special Zone Gold Rush. When Jiang Chen heard that Sac City was so ambitious and was going to build its own light rail, his hatred for Sac City suddenly weakened. Well, if you build the light rail, I don't have the money to help you. I don't want a penny from the money from the villa. This money is almost more than 20 billion, which should be enough for you to build the light rail. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, ZHU Sheogsan was very moved. He almost cried while holding Jiang Chen's hand. Brother Jiang, although 20 billion is not enough, I still want to thank you. I suddenly remembered that Chen Jianzhao asked me to have tea. You can sell the house slowly, and I will come to collect the money in 2 days. That's it, goodbye. Jiang Chen picked up the clothes on the stool and ran out of ZHU Sheogsan's office. Looking at Jiang Chen's back as he left in a chic manner, ZHU Sheogsan was stunned. Brother Jiang, I didn't ask you for money. I mean, if we count the more than 40 billion donated by Jack Ma and all the good citizens of Sac City, the money is enough. After leaving the city government, Jiang Chen did not go to the Sahara group. He chose to go to the Sac mansion to rest for 2 days. During the rest time, Jiang Chen kept paying attention to the things in Poppy Town. Before Jiang Chen advertised, there were very few tourists in Poppy Valley. The most people who came every day were residents of Sac City, a few hundred or 1,000 people. They didn't stay in Poppy Valley at night, and they couldn't make any money. But since Jiang Chen advertised, the number of tourists has increased by dozens of times. First of all, there are people from the special zone. There are a lot of people in the special zone now. There are at least 7 or 8 million people panning for gold in the special zone. In addition, there are those who travel in the Sahara scenic area. Since they are here, they don't mind the distance to Sac City after watching the live broadcast. Then after 4 or 5 days, there are more people coming from China in tour groups. Every day, there are endless buses from the special zone to Sac City, all of which are tour groups from China. After the number of tourists increased, the income of Poppy Valley Tourism Group also increased significantly. Of course, Jiang Chen was not concerned about this matter. He was more concerned about the sale of his house. After a week of application, the immigration department of Sac City finally determined the final candidate. Then those who were approved to immigrate to Sac City to choose houses, and look at houses, and put down deposits to apply for immigration. After all the immigrants completed all the procedures, a month had passed. In a month, Chen Guang paid the system, and paid the interest, more than 30 million, which made Jiang Chen feel distressed. Fortunately, Jiang Chen received his own house payment a month later. After deducting the cost of this batch of house payments, deducting the taxes paid to the Sac City Housing Authority, and deducting Jiang Chen's humanitarian donations for the construction of the Sac City Light Rail, Jiang Chen received a total of 12 billion. In addition to the house payment, plus the money for road construction and the money from the sale of the commercial street, this is nearly 6 billion in income. Finally, after paying back the money Jiang Chen paid to the system, he was left with more than 4 billion in income. But it's worth it. After all, 4 billion a month is much more profitable than starting a company. Of course, more importantly, Jiang Chen saw that these houses had sold all these tourist bases, and his share of the money in the later stage would be more. Well, I finally have 4 billion in startup funds. This amount of money is not enough to develop the new area in the south of the city. By the way, if you want to make a lot of money these days, you still have to do real estate. And now Han Cheogo has known that my place is a non-administered area, and he will go to the United States to complain about me sooner or later. So before the United States blockades me, and before China breaks off relations with me, I must have enough population. Thinking of this, the treacherous minister was ready to take advantage of China's current relaxed policy towards him, and seize the time to build a new city to the east of Sahara scenic area. Jiang Chen drove out of Sag City and rushed to the east of Sahara scenic area. After rushing to the east of Shay scenic area, because it was daytime and there were many people on both sides of the road, Jiang Chen planned to start construction at night. During the day, Jiang Chen began to design. The first thing is the name of the city. Jiang Chen has built 2 cities now. Sak City, located in the south of Kani Mountain, is located in the future city west of Sahara scenic area. Jiang Chen plans to name this city Qingshan City. There are 2 meanings for naming Qingshan City. First of all, his father is called Jiang Qingshan. This name is given to commemorate his father who died in the depths of the desert. In addition, green water and green mountains are also a symbol of human care for the environment. More than a decade ago, it was precisely because humans did not pay attention to and care for the environment that led to the missiles of desertification, and global desertification almost led humans to extinction. So this is also a warning. After taking the name, the next task is planning. Jiang Chen has his own ideas about the planning of Qingshan Temple. Jiang Chen's current goal is to absorb as many outstanding talents as possible before the world breaks off its relationship with him. Even if they are not outstanding, as long as they are individuals, Jiang Chen wants to absorb them. The development of a place and the strength of a place are all nonsense if there are no people. In order to attract more talents, the urban area must be large enough. Of course, this kind of urban construction cannot be at the expense of the environment. Otherwise, once the desert comes, no matter how big your urban area is, it will not be able to resist. There are many enterprises between Line 1 and Line 2, which can solve the employment problems of many people. Therefore, the urban area starts from the southernmost Sahara water plant. He took out the car and began to mark the area for urban construction, starting from 40 miles east of the border line and stopping 40 miles away from the Bermuda Oasis scenic area. The horizontal length of this city is nearly 160 miles. In addition, in the vertical direction, from the Shatin water plant in the south of Line 1 to the energy recycling group in the north of Line 2, there are nearly 100 miles here. Building a city in such a large area, and this city is all high-rise elevator houses with 40 floors as the goal, then the population of this city will eventually be close to that of Sak City. Let's start the construction. I have 4 billion in startup capital. This 40-story elevator villa will cost 100 million. The money I have can only build 40 high-rise buildings. How to make these 40 high-rise buildings make money first is the biggest thing Jiang Chen is considering now. Let's build 40 residential areas next to the water plant first. Sell these houses to the employees of the water plant first. Thinking of this, he insisted on driving the car directly to Line 1 and then to the Shahashakwan water town and started to build houses. The people living in Shakwan Water Town are all employees of Shakwan Water Company. The current Shakwan Water Group is getting bigger and bigger. Today, Shakwan Water Group owns the entire Sak City urban water supply system. In addition, it also owns Crescent Moon Spring Pan Shakwan Water, and they have acquired 2 large domestic beverage factories. These beverage factories will use Shakwan water for production in the future. Chapter 649, The Strange Sand Spring Water Town. After arriving at Shakwan Water Town had not been built yet. The mountain spring water town here only had 1 lake, and there was a garbage disposal plant by the lake. No one lived next to it, and only a few pairs of soldiers were guarding it. After insisting on withdrawing the soldiers, he began to build. Okay, this is the land. In the future, the entire Shakwan Water Group and Shakwan Water Packaging and all the workshops will be located in this place. So let's build 3 big lakes first, otherwise, when the time comes, we will have to supply so many people with drinking water and produce so many beverages, and this lake will be far from enough. Speaking of building a lake, this is very simple. First, call Liu to drive an excavator to dig a lake. But he can't call him now. He has to wait until he has built all the buildings before calling Liu. These 2 sides will be used as places to build lakes. The Shakwan Water Group building will be built here, and the canning workshops of various brands of Shakwan Water will be built here. Jiang Chen said this and planned the location of the entire Shakwan Water Group. 100 million yuan was spent on building a Shakwan Water Group building, and then more than 100 canning workshops were built behind the Shakwan Water Group, just next to the 3-sided lake planned by Jiang Chen. After all these were built, the next task was to green the entire vacant land of the Shakwan Water Group. Greening is the most expensive, but Jiang Chen bought all the seeds, which greatly reduced the cost. The greening network, including the construction of the cafeteria and parking lot, cost Jiang Chen nearly 600 million yuan for the entire Shakwan Water Group. After the group was built, all he had to do was have someone build a railing around the Shakwan Water Group, and everything would be done. The next step was Jiang Chen's remaining money-making project. That's right, building a house. In the future, super companies like Shakwan Water Group will have more than 10,000 or 20,000 employees. Of course, more importantly, with such a super company in this town, taxation and other aspects will be guaranteed. So if we build a livable city here, there will definitely be many people willing to come. Jiang Chen said that he would use line 1 as the boundary and Shakwan Water Group as the end point. On the huge land in between, he built a 40-story elevated town. At night, under the moonlight, Jiang Chen estimated that this piece of land could build more than 400 high-rise buildings. The cost of more than 400 high-rise buildings minus the decoration would be 40 billion. However, because it is close to the special zone, Jiang Chen is not going to buy a decorated house directly. It costs 40 million to build a house without decoration. Because we promised China to keep the price the same as the special administrative region, the lowest floor is sold at 30,000 per square meter. If there is no online bottle, we will add 1,000 yuan. In this way, a building can be sold for 1.40832 billion. After deducting 8.32 million in taxes, and then taking out 100 million from the city construction fund, 40 million in capital, and 60 million in education funds, this building will be able to get at least 1.2 billion. A building can get 1.2 billion, not to mention that the local area can build more than 400 buildings, which is 480 billion. The buildings sold in this small town are enough for Jiang Chen to build other places. Start construction, Jiang Chen said, and started planting directly. First, he charged money, rushed in all the remaining money, and then planted a row of 40-story buildings. After planting more than 20 high-rise buildings, he immediately borrowed 15.3 billion from the system to plant other high-rise buildings. After planting 400 high-rise buildings in the vast town, the next step is greening. Then build roads and street lights. In addition, Jiang Chen had to reserve space for the construction of the high-speed rail station. After everything was completed, Jiang Chen owed the system more than 100 billion. There was no way. Jiang Chen was in a hurry to sell the building, so he could not plant seeds, but only grow lawns. The price of this kind of lawn is very high, but even so, he still makes money. After building the town, 2 weeks passed. Liu dug 2 large lakes, and Jiang Chen took out a loan to plant the lakes. In late spring, Shakwan Water Group officially moved into Shakwan Water Town. At the same time, Jiang Chen started selling Shakwan Water Town. The sales of the town are very simple. First, set up the Kingshan City Immigration Center, and then temporarily move the one in Sak City. In addition, let the Sak City Immigration Department send a backstage message to those who applied for Sak City Immigration, asking them to change their visas to Shakwan Water Town. In addition to these, Jiang Chen also asked Liu to shoot an advertising promotional film and advertise it on Sahara TV and My Sahara Story Network. Finally, on the weekend, Jiang Chen started another live broadcast. At the beginning of summer, relying on the unique geographical location of Shakunshu town and the advantages of the concentration of the tallest buildings in the northwest, Jiang Chen's 400 high-rise buildings were all sold. Jiang Chen not only sold the buildings, but also made the furniture of the furniture town, the home appliances of the home appliance town and the decoration business of the decoration town popular. Sure enough, it's right not to decorate. These 400 high-rise buildings directly made the business of various towns in the eastern part of future city booming. If I don't decorate the entire Kingshan city, I can get hundreds of millions of dividends from the furniture town and the home appliance town this year. At the beginning of summer, Jiang Chen sat on the side of number 1 road and talked to himself while looking at the cars coming and going. Forget it, let's start planting quickly. The whole Kingshan city must be planted before the end of summer. When autumn comes, Jiang Chen must go to the southern part of future city to plant. Otherwise when the winter storm comes, I'm afraid his future city will be blind. Build the power town first and call the power company to clear the area. According to Jiang Chen's 2-month plan, Kingshan city is divided into 5 towns. The first town is Shakunshu town in the south of Highway 1, and the second town is the electricity town in the middle of Highways 1 and 2. The third town is Kingshan town in the west of Highways 1 and 2, followed by renewable energy town in the north of Highway 2. The last town is the clothing town on the west side of the city center. Jiang Chen built these towns for a reason. Shakunshu town has Shakunshu Group, a 100 billion level enterprise. Shakunshu Group controls the water supply of the entire special zone, Sak City and Future City. In addition, it also exports various beverages, so its tax revenue is enough to make the town a particularly wealthy town. The same is true for the electricity town. The electricity town is run by Sahara Electricity Group. This supergroup that controls the electricity of the entire Sahara region. The special zone in most of the new province is far more than 100 billion. Another is the renewable energy town, which has Sahara Renewable Energy Group. Sahara Renewable Energy Group controls the garbage disposal of the entire China and Sahara region. Moreover, it also produces various products, and it has long become a super dominant enterprise. Therefore, even if this town is placed in China, its tax revenue is definitely higher than that of many 4th and 5th tier cities. Next is Kingshan town and Clothing town, both of which are new towns. Chapter 650, Old ZHU is confused. Kingshan town is the seat of the Kingshan city government. At the same time, Kingshan town is also the center of science, education, culture and health in Kingshan city. In the future, Jiang Chen will build libraries, gymnasiums, parks, universities, etc. here. Speaking of universities, Jiang Chen plans to build this place into another university base. In the future Kingshan town will include the comprehensive Kingshan University. There are also professional Sahara Electric Power University, Sahara Renewable Energy University, Sahara Water Conservancy University and Sahara Clothing University. These universities are all cooperating with major companies in Kingshan town. Finally, there is Sahara Clothing town. Jiang Chen plans to build a clothing base. He doesn't want his people to have no clothes to wear in the future. So while he has money, he will build more than a dozen international brand companies. After planning this, Jiang Chen started construction. After the people from the power group withdrew, Jiang Chen directly planted high-rise buildings. All the high-rise buildings he planted were 40-story buildings. There was no other reason, because there were many people living in such high-rise buildings. After planting thousands of high-rise buildings in the green world of the power group town, Jiang Chen started to build roads again. After the road is built, a few commercial streets will be built, and the town government will be built, and a town will be completed. Next is Kingshan town. The construction of Kingshan town is also mainly based on high-rise buildings, and the other is the construction of a university. The construction of a university is more troublesome, so this town took Jiang Chen more than half a month. After the construction of Kingshan town, the next is the clothing town. The clothing town is the same as other towns, with high-rise buildings, roads, and commercial streets. Everything is the same. However, Jiang Chen specially built a clothing city in the clothing town. This clothing factory covers an area of more than 1,000 acres. After building the clothing town, Jiang Chen thought about it and decided that he had to build a factory. Speaking of factories, Jiang Chen thought for a long time and decided to temporarily build a development zone in the middle of Line 1 and on the west side of the clothing town. Kingshan City Development Zone. This development zone not only has clothing companies, but also some other companies. The construction of the development zone is relatively simple. The development zone is full of factories, warehouses and comprehensive office buildings. For convenience and to save money, Jiang Chen planted them all out. In the future, Jiang Chen will directly attract investment and then sell all the enterprises as a whole. After building the development zone, Jiang Chen rushed to the renewable energy group and then built a super town with the help of the renewable energy group. When all the towns were built, summer was almost over. In the late summer, Jiang Chen's debt had reached trillions. However, Jiang Chen was not worried at all at this moment. Everywhere there is green grass is planted. Well, Kingshan City is indeed much more monotonous. There are only green land and high-rise buildings, nothing else. In the car, the summer sun is still very scorching, but this is outside the oasis. In Kingshan City and the oasis, the temperature is 24 degrees. Although it is hot, it is still bearable. Wait, there are still dozens of miles of grassland near the power town in China. It can't be wasted. It must not be wasted. In order to make China accept its legislative power, Guan used up all the seeds of the seed group to build this priceless grassland. If it can't make back the investment, it is simply unforgivable. What to build? That's right. There are so many rich people in China, and these grasslands have good transportation locations. Why not build villas? These days, the construction cost is low and the selling price is high, which is a villa. Moreover, these grassland-like places are far from the city, quiet, and the air is fresh, which is really suitable for those rich people to retire. Start planting, Jiang Chen said, and drove off directly. In the night, Jiang Chen clicked one button to plant, and more than 100,000 villas were planted directly on the grassland near China. After planting villas, in order to make money, and also to compete for more population, Jiang Chen planted villas in the places close to Line 1 and Line 2. After everything was planted, Jiang Chen's debt reached more than 3 trillion. However, the newly planted Kingshan City is larger than Sac City. Moreover, because Kingshan City is mainly composed of high-rise buildings, the population that can live here can exceed 20 to 30 million. Of course, Jiang Chen will not sell all of them when he sells them out, otherwise, it will be detrimental to the regulation and management of the city in the future. Okay, let's start selling. Time was about to reach the end of summer, and Jiang Chen had lost a lot of weight because of the planting at night. Call Leo Zaya first, and quickly arrange a live broadcast for me, Jiang Chen said, and called Leo Zaya. After the call, the live broadcast time was still scheduled for the weekend 2 days later. The next step was to form a new government leadership team for Kingshan City. Speaking of the leadership team, where is it easy to form one? Therefore, in order to get Kingshan City back on track before the winter storm, Jiang Chen planned to transfer Zhu Shaoxun, the deputy mayor of Sac City, to serve as the mayor of Kingshan City. Anyway, Sac City is now on track, and Sac City has its own leadership team composed of a mixture of Sac and Chinese people. Call Zhu Shaoxun, and by the way, call Guangku first, and ask Guangku to issue a transfer order. The entire Sahara region is now under the jurisdiction of Future City, and Guangku is the mayor of Future City, so if you want to make Zhu Shaoxun the official, you must issue a transfer order. As Jiang Chen was talking, he called Guangku, who was at his busiest moment. Now, all the towns in the eastern part of Future City are developing rapidly. This development is achieved by constantly using the Sahara Group and the finances of Sac City to continuously buy various related enterprises in various countries. For example, Guangku just negotiated to buy the Nisso Group in Japan and is now negotiating with several semiconductor companies in Europe. Brother Jiang, what's the matter? I built a new city and I need Zhu Shaoxun to be the new mayor. In addition, the deputies of units in Sac City must be transferred to the government units that will build the new city. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guangku, who was in a meeting, was stunned. It's only been a short time, and you've built another new city? Brother Jiang, how big is the new city? Is it a town or a city? In such a short time, Guanku didn't believe that Jiang Chen could build a brand new sack city. Therefore, according to Guanku's idea, what Jiang Chen could build must be a small town. Of course, the small town here of Jiang Chen is completely different from the small town in China. It can be said that Jiang Chen small town is equivalent to a county or district in China. Jiang Chen only has counties and districts, but no towns in the Chinese sense, because Jiang Chen only has cities, but no rural areas. A city, called Qingshan City. By the way, President Guan, come and have a look. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku shook his head and said, "No, I will sign the electronic transfer order right away. I'm very busy now. I have to acquire several companies in the next few days, and have meetings every day." After Guanku finished speaking, he hung up the phone directly, turned on the computer, signed an electronic transfer order in the conference room, and sent it to the Sac City government. Sac City, Zhu Shaoxuan was stunned when he received the transfer order. He never expected that Sac City had just gotten on track, and he had just been able to take a break. Well, work is here again. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.